finish, I'm going to have you guys pull and move further south. I'm going to blow off this start here.
So many factors in there. This is such a long day of sailing.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Day 2 of the ICSA College Sailing Team Race National Championship. I'm Gloria Kevlicute, joined by Pearson Potts and Jack Parkin. Do you boys want to introduce yourselves?
Thanks, Gloria. It's Day 2, move-in day. It's going to be a steel cage match of chutes and ladders out there. Jack, over to you.
Yeah, good to be with everyone. It is a glorious day out here, pristine team race conditions. Very excited to bring you the coverage.
Absolutely. Now, welcome to the pre-show.
So this is the Zim pre-show, and so we're going to talk a little bit about what you may have missed. We had a full day of racing yesterday until 8:15 p.m. We're talking the sun was setting, and they definitely cranked them out.
Absolutely, Gloria. It was a battle out there. Sailors, beautiful sunset, incredible racing, a lot of good fight out there. We started to see the top teams really rise to the top. A couple surprising results, but Jack, what was your take on the results?
Yeah, I think it was just a game of attrition yesterday. Really long day, multiple pauses in and out. But as you can see at the moment, Stanford, alma mater, at the top of the tables, with a bunch of people just on their heels there. Yale running out with 1 loss at the moment, and then Harvard just behind with 2 losses, 8 wins. So very much to play for going forwards, and still pretty early on in this first round robin.
Yeah, Roger Williams is holding on to 4th place here. One of those teams that's always been kind of in the top 4. So we're not too surprised there. But we've got Dartmouth just clawing behind right there with 7 wins after yesterday and this morning. And then we've got Penn. Penn's a team that you can't be sleeping on at this event.
Absolutely, and who we don't see on this board is Georgetown, and that's a little bit of a surprise there. Yesterday they only came away with 2 wins. We actually had a chance to catch up with coach at Georgetown, Janelle Zarkowski.
A little tougher day yesterday for the Hoyle, let's be honest. What's the game plan for today, and how do you bounce back?
Great. Well, we slept really well last night. I asked the kids if they had any nightmares, any dreams. I think everyone had pitch black sleep, full reset. Everyone was feeling great this morning. We've had a lot of downtime, and now we're getting serious. We're about to go out on the water, and we're just gonna take some names today.
Love it. Going aggressive today. Nothing to lose out there. Thank you, Janelle.
Yeah, let's take a look at some of that footage of them team racing yesterday. That's good that they got good rest, and they look like they're ready to fight back today.
Yeah, so just looking at the great race here, I think they were in every single race. Just sort of a couple a couple dirty things here and there they just got to clean up. And this fleet out here is very unforgiving. A couple little things here and there, and those are just you start accumulating those losses.
Yeah, looking at that Georgetown Brown race, that was a really tough one for them because there were times that they were leading, and they just lost it after a few of those marks.
Absolutely. Really good conversion here down by the Bears. The Bears were leading most of the time here, and then just Georgetown wasn't able to pick off a piece of them.
Yeah, looking at that Mark III, I think this is exactly where Georgetown had kind of lost it all in this race, which was definitely a tough one for them. You can see boat 2 here in that instance was definitely trying to draw foul there. Unfortunately, it wasn't in their favor. They ended up getting that green flag, and arguably, I think that may have been the loss of their race right there.
Yeah, but surprisingly, who we did see in that top group from yesterday was Coast Guard, and I think that don't underestimate them at all. They race with all those NISA teams, and they're pretty good themselves. They're well coached. We had another chance to sit down with coach of Coast Guard, David Thompson, an excellent sailor himself, and we asked him what he thought was the keys to success and what made them so good yesterday.
You guys did pretty well yesterday. You're 1 win out of 5th. You're right there with the top dogs. How do you continue that success, and how do you establish your team, and what's the plan going into today?
Pearson, I think it's been a full season worth of preparation for this, and we've sailed against most of these teams quite often, so I think we're pretty familiar with them, and I think that's makes us feel comfortable to sail against them throughout today. And yesterday we really focused on sailing fast. That was one of the big things we worked on all season, and we're going to do the same thing today and let our speed do a lot of the talking.
Yeah, so Coast Guard definitely has been up there in the rankings, and I think that just is a testament to how hard they've been working all season. They're definitely in one of the tougher regions. You know, NISA is a cutthroat region, no doubt about that.
Absolutely, and what you're seeing here is an excellent conversion by Coast Guard sailing against Navy here. Losing the race before that Mark 1, and then converting. They got Navy boats spinning all over the place, all dizzy. And then absolutely just textbook conversions here. Coast Guard holding it down here in the red boats, and really just clean stuff, and they work really well together.
Excellently done by boat 7 there. They even had a double pin, which is picturesque for a team, if one may say.
He's probably foaming at the mouth at that time.
Yeah. You know? You don't get many of those in your career, but you always remember them. Those double pins.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
Next, we also had another. Currently, they're doing very well today as well. The Penn, really good. Really, you don't count them out either. We had another chance to sit down with the coach, Isaac Clark. Let's see what he has to say.
What was so successful yesterday, and then how are you going to continue that success today?
It's a good question. First off, I have to say the team, we're Philly strong, as you know. But I'd say that, we made a few missteps yesterday, but we just go out every race, do our homework, communicate strong, and, one race at a time, one leg at a time, one play at a time, and get it done.
Yeah, the Quakers are a very strong team, and, their women's side had a little bit of a tough event. Without a doubt. They had a very strong seniors that had just recently graduated. So I think they're working up, they're building up their repertoire, but they're definitely a team that kind of entered the college sailing sphere not too long ago and has just been very, very strong since.
Yeah, they look fast here. I mean, any faster they catch up to yesterday. They are quick out there, and they're well coached. They're fast. Here you can see them ahead of Roger Williams. They didn't end up winning that race, but they fight hard. Good luck to them today.
Yeah, I think that they're definitely we're gonna want to keep an eye on all their races, without a doubt. Jack, do you want to talk about a little bit of what we've been seeing today so far?
Yeah, so honestly, a pretty similar setup to yesterday afternoon, but you could just think of everything about 3 or 4 hours earlier here. So we have a great sea breeze from the south that is slowly built and basically kicked in around 12:30, 1 o'clock today. And it is, as I said before, just pristine team race sailing conditions right now. We're looking probably at close to 8 knots, pretty minimal chop, a little current, coming from the East River, but it is beautiful out here. And we'll see if it builds any further throughout the day. Maybe some coaches are thinking about crew switches, but not quite at that point yet where it's really starting to build more, but who knows what's going to happen next.
Yeah, and so today I'll be out on the water to provide you very close footage and on-the-water interviews of sailors. So you'll have the boys in the booth. They'll be taking very good care of you folks, and, I'll be up close and personal with the sailors and be able to give you a whole different perspective out there. For now, we're going to take a quick break, but thank you for coming to the Zim Pre-Show.
Zim and West Coast Sailing are proud to support ICSA with the College Sailing Give Back Program. When college programs make purchases through their Zim and West Coast Sailing team accounts, they not only get great equipment, great service, and great discounts, but also 5% of their purchase is donated back to ICSA. With the Zim and West Coast Sailing College Give Back Program, your general fleet maintenance and sail purchases help with general maintenance of ICSA and provides direct support to the organization that makes it all happen and increases access to the water for all.
Got it. Now we're back. Now we're going to bring you live coverage of today's results. We've already had racing going on for a while. I believe we're at, looks like we're at race 80. 86. Yeah, thank you, Jack. Great weather. I mean, I'd say it's champagne conditions out here, huh, Jack?
And in the hole is the Naval Academy versus Tulane. Stand by for 3 minutes. Stand by for 3 minutes.
Course a little bit. But yeah, it has been perfect. Pretty minimal shifts in the wind, and they've been rolling these races back to back here.
Yep, that's kudos to our PRO, our race official, who just will not stop firing off those horns. You can hear him. He's not stopping for anyone. It's just rolling one back after the other. Jack, you've sailed. You're 1 year out of college. You sailed at Stanford. What do you think is different about this nationals, and how would you prepare? How do you prepare for days like this?
Yeah, I mean, one thing that is definitely front of mind about this venue in particular is the current. You know, you get lucky sometimes where you get to sail in various different conditions, but current is always a factor that is sometimes hard to prepare for because, you know, your home venue might not have it, and it's something that you can't truly practice. So definitely keeping that front of mind, talking about, you know, when the tide is changing and how that's really going to impact you on the start line, because that is a very critical moment in the race.
Absolutely. And yeah, about that start, how do you talk about a little bit about time and distance, and how do you know that you're going to hit the starting line at go? What is it? How do you sort of perfect that time distance so you hit the line right at go?
Yeah, this might be a little bit of a cop-out, but it's just practice makes perfect. You know, lots of reps of different conditions, knowing when you're going to hit the line at full speed. And I also think another factor is, you know, perfecting the area of the start line that you end up starting in. Most teams these days, you know, basically assign a certain position, be it the boat, the middle, or the pin, to an individual. And you start to develop a certain skill set over time. And, you know, it's something that you just do with a bunch of practice. I mean, Pearson, where did you start in college?
I was a pin starter myself, and I would definitely agree. Every position on the line has its own personality. I liked being at the pin mostly. Just sometimes I would just like love to take a guy out and just sort of hold him past the pin, past the starting line. That was always fun. Get him all hot and bothered, flustered. That was always fun. I think that I used to do a lot of like kind of maybe a little bit psychotic things. Just like to get my time and distance right. I used to like, you know, estimate when I was walking to class a little bit, like how long to the math building there if I just keep my speed here, and that was maybe a little bit sicko, but you know, it gave me an edge, I thought, you know.
Yeah, always thinking about sailing, huh?
Yep. It's I think a lot of these sailors right now, this is all they're eat, sleeping, and breathing. They're gonna be. I mean. Oh, I just got word that we are about to get into the live coverage. It sounds like we got a start coming into race 87.
That's Fordham versus Purdue. We've got Fordham in 7-8-9 in red, and Purdue in 10-11-12. So let's have a look at the start here.
Closing seconds here. You'll see everybody doing a little rock there, but the umpires will let that slide. It's sort of as long as they're turning, the boats are good to go. No harm, no foul there.
Great start from boat 9 there, just firing off the boat and really controlling that right side of the course. We'll see how this unfolds. It looks like Fordham's in a pretty strong position here with 3 boats off the start line at speed.
Yep, great start by Fordham here. They're controlling that right side. That's our victory lane. Right off the bat, it seems that Fordham is controlling those 2 pairs. I think that, you know, a lot of this game is about recognizing quickly. And the team that can recognize the combination quickly can execute quicker, and they can make the play happen before the team even has a chance to react.
So you might be thinking, you know, what can Purdue do here? You know, they're chasing a good combination, and what I would be looking for is boat 10 all the way on the left. Just try and go and win the race. You know, help your team as much as you can. But it's definitely a tricky one when the competition gets off the start line, all 3 boats.
Yep, nice shot here coming from the left. We've seen more and more breeze coming from this left side. Current is a little less strong on this left side. That's why we've seen a lot of races. The boats that start at the Penn and sail towards that left side have generally been the first 2 pair around the mark.
You can see that the wind is, somewhere in the 8 to 10 range. You've got both the skipper and crew sitting upright, but not quite hiking yet. We'll see if we get to that point in the day, but looks like pretty easy sailing, but it's far from it. You see how kinetic they are on those tacks.
Absolutely. Boat 10 doing a nice job there, trying to stay in the race, trying to get his teammates back in it. Looks like he's still got that second spot. He's being held out by that Fordham boat. Fordham trying to cement this race, cement this into a win, trying to get his other two teammates ahead and put this race away early.
Yep, looks like it's going to be a 1-2-3 around Mark 1 for Fordham. That's going to make it hard for the Purdue team from here, but let's see if they can do anything.
Absolutely. 12 here, not helping his team out a whole lot. Where's 12? We need 12. We need you, buddy. Get back in this race. There he is. And as soon as what you'll see here too is that as soon as boats, we've got a fair amount of current in the course, and so as soon as boats round that Mark II, they sort of get on that conveyor belt, and they extend their lead a little bit more. Conversely, though, as soon as they round Mark IV on that digital end course, the role switches. So hopefully it evens out, but you don't want to give Fordham any edge here.
Yeah, and the one thing is you got to be pretty conscious of those marks with this tide pushing you downwind. You have to give them a little bit of grace space to just get round the marks and make sure you're not hitting them. So the last thing you want to do in a winning position is to clip the mark. Does not make you look like a hero.
18-17.
We also see here it's a little bit more breezy today, so you'll see more boats on that wing-on-wing. Skipper's holding the jib on the left side like that. Call that wing-on-wing. And just because there's more there's more wind, and so yesterday was a little bit lighter. You'll see more boats that were reaching around, but boats have power today, and they're able to just point their boats right at the mark, sail shorter distance.
Yeah, it looks like boat 11 didn't need to do really much of a jibe down to this mark. Straight shot. The other thing to point out is you can see some motorboat chop out there, coming from a unnatural direction, hitting the side of the boat. It's a beautiful day out here, and that's another factor you really got to consider is how you handle this motorboat chop that comes across the course.
Yeah, occasionally you got Rodney Dangerfield coming through. You don't want to scratch his anchor, huh?
Certainly not.
Fordham here, boat 9, just giving his team a little extra insurance. Took out an insurance policy, putting in trying to slow boat 10 down a little bit, just to give his teammates a little spring ahead.
So it's interesting to see here, in the 1-2-3, how Fordham is going to set up this upwind. Looks like they're opting to do something that we call the weave, which basically allows for coverage of the trailing boats and making sure that you are in no way going to get passed by either of the edges.
What a classic move, the 3-boat weave. Always originally invented by Navy back in the day, way before my time. And for the longest time, people had no idea how to break up that weave. And, teams have adapted that strategy and changed it a little bit, but the 3-boat weave is a textbook play.
Yeah, and all you're looking to do here is basically just cover up the edges. If there's a big righty, you got it covered. If there's a big lefty, you got it covered. So right here we're seeing Mark 1. It looks like we have Roger Williams versus Tufts.
Yep. Looks like we got Roger Williams in a 1-2, but don't stretch. Oh, I don't know if they Roger has the ace. Oh, they do, I believe so. Yep, boat 1 there, just gonna secure boat 18 up. Nicely done. Nice little bucket hat there.
Yeah, Roger Williams known for the bucket hats. But for this downwind, what you're going to see is those trailing 2 blue boats, number 17 and 16, they're going to try and cover boat 2. And, you know, they're chasing here, so they're just playing catch-up, and they can use their sails to indirectly slow boat 2 with the hopes that, you know, they can break up this 1-2 chase.
Jack, and just so our viewers understand, why are the sailors rocking and rolling so much? Tell me how important boat handling is.
Absolutely. So you can see here a great example there where boat 2 just transitioned back to the wing. So it's one sail on either side of the boat. Sometimes it is, you know, better for positioning or for speed to go to a reach, which basically means both sails on the same side of the boat. And to do this, you're kind of given a freebie where you can rock the boat and really get a good press out of it and some momentum forwards.
Back to the start here. Tulane. Race 89, Tulane versus Navy. Navy looks like they secured that right side. Oh, never mind. They're over. That's going to hurt them.
That is going to hurt them.
Looks like boat 5 there. Oh, that's also a Navy boat. God, that hurts.
Yeah, that's tricky there. So one thing that, you know, Pearson and I are going to be calling off the start line here is what pairs are each team winning? And the way that we like to think about this is, you know, there are 3 pairs on the start line. There's the boat pair, the middle pair, and the pin pair. And, you know, various different combinations. But ideally, you want your team to be winning all 3 pairs. So at the moment, it looks like Tulane is winning 2 pairs here.
And it looks like the sailors know that there's current relief out there, and they're all, you can see them leg out towards that left side. You can see here the sailors are, you know, they'll constantly be circling the race committee, sailing down the line, trying to get an idea of how long the start is. We call that doing your homework. You know, preparing before the race starts. The race has already started, where people are trying to get their time and distance that we talked about. They're trying to see how long the line is. They're trying to get their lay lines, you know, trying to see the angle to the boat, trying to see the angle to the pin. And that's all information that they use to hit the line right at go.
So it looks like on the start line at the moment is Stanford in pink, 7, 8, 9, and Dartmouth in 10, 11, 12.
Yeah, and Stanford's still undefeated. Girls are kicking ass, Jack. Your trees, I mean, right now, if you're the other teams, you might as well be scared about that tree. That tree is scary.
It certainly is, yeah. They have been crushing it so far this week, and you know, they are doing just a phenomenal job. I mean, still early in the regatta, got to keep the momentum up, but they're certainly doing all the right things at the moment. And all-female team, you never see that, basically, and it's just fantastic that you know, Stanford has such a strong female presence.
Yeah, absolutely, Jack. And take me into the heads of the girls. How do they feel? They want to show the boys who's boss. What's their mentality for this event, you think?
Yeah, I think that's, you know, part of it is they don't have to prove themselves, but they can certainly show up and show the boys how to do things, and that is a great feeling, and they're certainly doing that at the moment. But you know, they are just doing fantastic, and this is an important race. You know, Dartmouth is at the top of the tables, and obviously Stanford's still undefeated. But you know, let's see how this plays out. I think they are into the final stretch of the race pre-start here.
Yeah, this is that knife fight, folks. You can see boat 12 there shooting low. The threats are low, so boat 9 there trying to protect the load, trying to, as soon as the boats go low, that's lured, and the boat to the leeward of them will have the right of way. So you see boat 2. The risk for boat 12 is that the lower they go, the further from the start line they are. So right now it looks, to my eye, it looks like 12. Yep, so they bailed out. They said, oh, I'm screwed. 11 here, not letting 9 go. 11 has committed themselves to sort of just own boat 9. This race is already nuttier than a squirrel turd out there.
And a quick update on race 87. Fordham ended up winning that race against Purdue. So 20 seconds to go here.
Boat right there, holding down the Penn, trying to keep his bow up to stay up the current. Coming down to the final seconds. There's the gun, and we're off like a prom dress, people.
Oh. Protest there.
Yeah, looks like a starboard port there by boat 12. Boat 18 admitting defeat. Oh, it says that they're going to spin. Tough start for Stanford there. Looks like Stanford losing in the 5-6 right now. So right now I'd say Dartmouth it's their race to lose right here.
Yeah, they have the edge right here, Dartmouth, for sure. We have to see who's winning the top pair up there. But we'll see what combo this shakes out in at Mark 1.
And if you're Stanford here, you're just trying to sail fast. You're trying to get anybody. Is there anything else you could do, Jack?
Yeah, I think this is a case where you just got to get the one and then trust in your teammates who, are in the 5-6 to battle back and catch a boat. A 1-5-6 does not win, but if they can catch one boat, a 1-4-5 can work. So that's kind of their mentality at the moment, is grab the one and then try and get the 4-5. Ooh, little incident there in the middle of the course.
Oh, little flipping and flopping. All right, we're going to take a quick break here. We want to replay some highlights from race 87. That'll be from race 87, Fordham versus the Purdue Boilermakers. We'll come back shortly to this race. Here's a replay of that start. Fordham had the edge right off the start. Fordham sailing really fast here all the way around. They ended up all the way from the first mark on. Here's Mark 3, but they were sort of in a commanding position in that 1-2-3 position.
And just setting up the weave here to take it home.
Absolutely. Great move by Fordham there. Back to Dartmouth and Stanford.
Approaching Mark 1 from the looks of things here.
11 coming down.
Looks like Stanford's got back in this race. They're holding up the 2-3, the 2-3-6 at the moment for the Stanford in 7-8-9.
Really good work by Stanford. It's all about that progression that really Janelle said yesterday, that you losing two pairs off the start. You're not going to be in a commanding 1-2 combination maybe by Mark 1, but now you're in a much better spot. Now you can make something happen. And you can see that with 7 and 8. 7 and 8 trying to slow down boat 10 to close that gap between 11 and 9.
Yeah, a couple things happening on screen right here. So you can see 11 trying to slow 9 at Mark 1, and then 7 and 8 double teaming boat 10, trying to slow them at Mark 2. Both trying to slow the opponent here.
There's Mark 2 and 11 doing a great job. There's your match race, people. If you like boat on boat action, getting your hands dirty, then that 5 spot is where you want to be. That's where you live. You see them coming downwind, 7 and 8, working that inside.
Lots of jibes happening here, folks.
Lots of jibes. 10's job is really just keep the race moving. Don't try to just get them around the course. You're not going to get around both of them. You really just have to keep the race moving and rely on your teammate, boat 11 here, to hold it down.
So Pearson, could you walk us through what each team is trying to do right here?
Yeah, so Stanford here is trying to put boat 10 in last. That's their goal. and then they also need to get boat 9 ahead of that Dartmouth boat 11. Working down to the last part of this downwind. This is that Mark III where things can get hectic. This is where 7 and 8 really looks to make this play happen. Try to get 10 in that last spot and try to get their teammate back. Their goal here is to try to get Stanford in a 2-3-4 combination. Wow, I mean, it's just mayhem out there.
Getting to the right of Mark III there. You see how far out they're getting. Boats tacking around. Wow.
Yeah, crazier than a soup sandwich. Just everyone jibing back and forth. I mean, people are going, 11's going the wrong way.
Wow, look at that. I think Stanford
and they've done it.
Converted it into a weak 2-3-4 here, but let's see how it shakes out.
Yeah, a little cleanup to do, but they're doing really well. I mean, now, officially, if you were to stop the race right here, you grab your calculator. 2 plus 3, that's 5. 5, 4, that's 9. 10 points or less wins, Jack, in my book.
Yep, certainly does. Little bit of cleanup to happen here. Boat 11, still technically ahead here, but let's see how long this lasts. So Pearson, what can you do as boat 12 in the 1 here for Dartmouth?
So 12's got to start to get involved. He's getting nervous, and you gotta pick your moment to take somebody out. All you can do is sort of try to compress the race, try to get the boats tangled, the Stanford boats tangled within each other, try to get them to cross each other, make themselves a bit more distance, and just be ready, be in a position that you can swoop down and make a play happen.
So I want to draw a parallel here. We saw, the Fordham Purdue race, something that the 1-2-3 weave. In a very similar fashion, Stanford in the 2-3-4 is going to be doing a very similar play here, where they are trying to protect the edges and the boats behind in a 3-boat fashion.
Yep, really good work by Stanford all the way around the course here. Really impressive, and it's a testament to why they're undefeated. They're sailing really well. You can hear the Georgetown folks excited next to our commentary booth here. 12 here. He's gonna have to do something crazy. He's gonna have to be brave. He's gonna have to he's gonna have to be braver than the first man who ate an oyster.
Yeah, this is the point in the race where 12 needs to get a little crazy. If things continue as they are, they're not winning this one. So what is he gonna do next? I can imagine he's gonna start heading down some boats.
Yep. He's thinking about, you can see, folks, 12 starting to sort of reach down. When you see a boat coming down on starboard tack, we call that a dial down. Dialing down your opponents to try to get them to tack or and get them to avoid. But 12 here, trying to get his team back in. 10 and 11 in that 5-6 position, trying to just pick. All they need is one boat. All they need is one of the Stanford boats and try to reestablish themselves in that 1-4-5 position. But here, coming to your screen, on the left side of your screen is the finish. It might be just a little too late.
All right.
So approaching the finish line here.
The next signal will be
8, not making the pin here. I don't know what their plan is, but 7, 12's got to go just to get the 1. See here, it's just going to be not enough. Wow, I mean, what a job by Stanford. I mean, I started that race in 5 and 6. I mean, if it was another team, your Dartmouth say, wow, I think we got this one, but the Stanford team's got legs.
Absolutely, yeah. Those are the kind of races, those comeback races, which, they add up half the time. Those are the important wins. It's easy to win a race where you start 1-2. It's really hard to win a race when you start 1-5-6.
Right, and you're gonna have those races. You're not every race you're gonna come off the line clean in a 1-2. And so, that's a testament to them, is see how they come back, see how they see it like claw themselves back into races and go through those progressions of combos. Really nice job to the trees there.
It's easy when you're fast.
Yeah, it is really easy. They're fast. This light wind also probably helping those girls out. They're probably maybe a little bit lighter than the guys here. Here's a replay. Here we're looking at Mark 3, I believe. This is where Stanford first started winning the race, converting to a 2-3-4. And here on the last beat, you see Stanford just calm, cool, collected, managing that 2-3-4, spread out in zone coverage here. Here's the finish. 12's got no choice. All he can do is finish. Too little, too late.
Did all he could there.
Yeah,
that's all you can ask for is when you're in the 156.
Yep. Good race here. Coast Guard and Harvard start coming up.
So Harvard in blue, 10, 11, 12. Coast Guard in red, 7, 8, 9.
Right now we're looking at the boat and the middle pairs. Coast Guard pushing that Harvard boat. Nice little hook by boat 9, forces 10 out. 12 goes with his teammate. Maybe trying to bail him out. Yep, trying to hold boat 9 out, Coast Guard.
I think that's a really nice little switch there that they did. You know, by switching pairs, 10 has got out free, and 12 is in a very strong position now.
Yep. Coming down in the final seconds, 11, staying close to 7. He's the pin guy, just trying to stay as close to his opponent as possible. And you're the pin here in this light wind. You want to start close to leeward. That's the goal. So it's a battle. Both 7 and 11 want the same thing, and they're going to fight for it.
Yeah, I think pin starting is particularly important today. You know, we keep seeing a couple of these lefties come in, and if you can lock up that left and get your team the first place, you know, that's super valuable for the team overall.
Coming out of the final seconds. 12 bailing out, 9 right with him, trying to hold him out. 12 can't tack. 12 can't tack. All he can do is luff here. 9, really nice job. Is he over though? Is he over? Nice tack. Ooh, what a slam. Really nice job by 9 there. 12, he just looks back to boat 12 and says, "Eat my dust."
That was a classic match race move there, Pearson.
Yeah,
huh?
that was textbook.
So it looks like at the moment Coast Guard has got this right locked up. On the left, it looks a little bit up in the air at the moment.
I tell you what, Jack, I really wish someday we could get to like trash talking and sailing just for fun, you know, just to be able to just to talk crap to the guy and then have you know, enjoy and still be friends off the water. I think would just be hilarious. You know, make it just such a more entertaining sport. Just roll back and roll over another boat and just be like, hey, like butter with that roll, or
We've got to get the sailors mic'd up.
yeah, that'd be good.
So it looks like Coast Guard is winning the right pair, while Harvard's winning the left pair, and the pair in the middle, who knows, 50-50 at the moment. So this is gonna be a tight one at the top.
Gonna be a tight one. Coast Guard, I think, needs this when they're sitting at. They fell a little bit back from when we talked to them this morning. They're sitting at 6 wins. Harvard sitting with 9 wins. So this is a Coast Guard needs this one.
Yeah, they are right on the cusp of the top 8, which for the people at home, you know, that is the next stage for this regatta. Right now, it's a round robin. Everyone faces each other once. And then next is the top 8, so it is critical to make it into that.
Coast Guard tied with the Brown Bears and the Quakers. But don't sleep on those Quakers either. They may be very hospitable, you know, religious Quakers, but they're fighting out there. Coast Guard needs this one though. They're looking good right now. 2-3-4.
Strong 2-3-4. Yeah, not even that much cleanup to do around this mark. Let's see how Harvard works to break this up on the downwind.
Oh, little trouble there with boat 9. Boat 9's got 10 and 12 right on their heels.
Oh, he's pinned.
Yep. Okay, so now 7 and 8 see it. They recognize it. They got their heads back. They're looking at it, and they know that their teammate needs help. I believe that's a green flag by the umpires. 9, all he can do really is just hold one boat. But, you know, Harvard sees blood in the water here. They're going to go after him, see, and immediately. Now, the Coast Guard went from a 2-3-4, winning the race, to a 2-3-6 losing. So Harvard winning this race right now. 12 immediately goes to work there. 9 needs to just bail out of there.
Ah, the tack round.
Yeah, I mean, just concede. You're locked up good. He's got you. He made your bed and he put you in it.
Yeah, so 12's job here is to slow 9 down as much as possible and open up the gap. That is the classic play when you're in the 5 in the 1-4-5 play. And that's because, you know, your teammate in that 4 is going to be double teamed by the opposition. And you want to give him as much breathing room as possible.
Yep. So 12 on boat 9 like a hobo on a ham sandwich. Just will not lit up on 9. Try to just twist the knife a little bit. Jibing back and forth, trying to maintain his right of way, but also control it. Here we pan to the both 7 and 8, trying to close that gap. Harvard.
And you can see 11 here getting involved. He wants to join the party, and he says, "Don't do anything without me." Looks like he is committing to get involved here in the double team. So it's, you know, 2-on-2 now.
Yep. So 11 still holding the 1, but he wants to get involved. But you know, don't just keep the 1 still. And you can see, I don't know why the Coast Guard boats here are just lit. Boat 10 sail on their own.
Yeah, I think Coast Guard is going for the double cover on the downwind here.
Yeah, but it could be a shift in strategy. See Mark 3 in your picture here, right side of your screen. Marks 3 and 4.
So Harvard in boat 11 and 10, they're looking for the 1-2 conversion here.
So for the viewers back home, we're working on trying to get you more better angles, drone footage, and trying to maybe get some interviews with the sailors after some races to try and get their perspective. But for now, this is what we're working with. Thanks for bearing with us. Harvard right now in a pretty good position at 1-3, winning this race. 7 says, "Hey teammates, it'd be nice to have you around. You're about as useless as tits in a boar hog right now."
Yeah, looks like Harvard's cleaning up here, making this the stable 1-2. And that's a hard thing to break up on the last upwind. You know, you got the wind in your favor. It's easy to go upwind when you're ahead. It's harder to stay leading a 1-2 on the downwind.
You know, I don't know what happened there. I mean, if we look back there, I think that Coast Guard kind of let boat 10 sail on their own. And I think they were in a good spot, and they just sort of let 10 sail away.
Yeah, a little bit of separation. Get to use the speed while everyone else is thinking about team racing. Keep your head down, going fast, and then suddenly you look up and you're in the 1.
Yeah, so we talk about that inside lane on the downwind as the controlling position, but sometimes you just got to go fast, and you can kind of go right around people that are too busy team racing on that inside lane down the downwind.
Yeah, a good rule of thumb is, you know, if you're leading, you want everything spread out. You don't want boats coming together. You want, you know, one boat to be with one boat, controlling them. If you're losing, you want to cause chaos. You want to bring all the boats together. So it looks like on that downwind, they just, you know, Harvard defaulted to spread out the race, and that kind of played into their hand.
Harvard still in a commanding 1-2 position here. Now they're just, oh, wait. Yeah, still, sorry, scratch that, but yeah, still in a commanding position. Sailing fast, just out of fleet racing right now at this point.
So they've been running races pretty much non-stop for the last 4 hours now, 3 to 4 hours. Kudos to the race committee, you know, just going back to back here, which is great. I mean, conditions obviously are playing nice today. Same directions, pretty much the same wind speeds, beautiful sun. But, you know, being the race committee here and just keeping rolling is very important and key to make this regatta happen.
Yep. Yeah, I got a feeling that we're going to just keep rolling the races here. The race committee is trying to have like the full format and go to there's certain stipulations in the rules that if they can't get races off, but I think that we'll go through the full format. We'll go from our 16 team round robin all the way to a top 8.
And one thing to clarify for folks back home is scores do not reset when you go on to the next stage. So your win and loss ratio continues on to the next round. So, you know, you might be sailing against, you know, the top 8 teams, but each win in the first round is just as important as a win in the second round.
Coming back down to the start here. We got Navy and Fordham. Navy spinning, getting dizzy already.
30 seconds to go there.
I think it's okay.
14 having,
I'll watch the reach after.
looks like he's cutting his fingernails a little bit. Maybe nervous. Love it.
Seems like both boats are just happy, you know, standing off here,
Yeah.
waiting for the gun. You know,
Yeah.
sometimes that happens.
Some pin action down there. And 6 looks to be over here in the last few seconds. Good view here right down the line, viewers.
6:13.
Oh, and they got called over.
Yeah, both the pin boats there.
6 is clear, 13 clear.
So, I mean, both boats are over there, but, you know, opposing teams, so almost even there. What's off the line? It's like Navy's got the edge here right off the line.
Yeah, I'm looking at Fordham, and it looks like they're missing a boat, unless it's not in our camera shot.
Yeah, where's that? Where are the 3 boats?
Boat number 15 seems to be missing.
Oh, there he is. 15 berries. So deep 6 for Fordham at the beginning of this race. It'll be a little bit tough to come back from.
Yeah, looks like Navy's got the right locked up, and the middle left, you know, looks like a 1-2 kind of off the start line here, if they can sail it out.
Beautiful shot there by the drone. The Throg's neck in the distance there. Hopefully no traffic on that thing later for me. For the folks at home, we have tomorrow we'll have Dave Perry joining us. Dave is a guardian of the sport, a rules expert, and he will he's given so much to the sport. He's an expert on the rules as well, and he'll be joining us tomorrow.
Also, just a great all-round great guy. You know?
Absolutely.
He
Jack.
is gonna bring the energy tomorrow.
Yeah. Navy doing a little bit of, still it's Navy's race, but Fordham doing a nice job there. Boat 14, heading up boat 4, saying, excuse me, you're in my way. 14 with the right of way there, but he's got to be clear ahead, but he's not going to get it, but trying to just keep his team in this. He's done a really nice job. All the Fordham boats back in the picture. Boat 15 from a deep sift has climbed back into that. It looks to be the 3rd position. But this is going to be a bloodbath here. Wow.
Oh, boat 5 making its way on the inside.
Wow. 15 boat 5 taking the fast lane.
Well, Fordham's got really back in this race.
Yeah, Fordham's back in this.
I did not see that happening. I think that might
Really
have been
nice
a little left shift at the top.
Really nice job by Fordham. Navy's still technically winning this race, but it's anyone's game at this point. Folks, I have no idea who's going to win this one. Oh, boat 15 getting taken out by Navy. Top of your screen there. Boat 8 boat 6 taking the fast lane straight to the mark.
So Navy theoretically in a 1-2 here, but you can see that boat on the right side of the course is getting dragged out. He's going to be sailing a lot of extra distance back, forming two sides of a triangle to get down to the mark. And that's where Fordham's going to try and, insert themselves and break up that 1-2.
I love that, Jack. Two sides of a triangle.
Yeah, not the fastest route, but maybe the scenic route.
The scenic route. Coming down towards the middle of this run. Looks to be that Navy still winning 2 pairs, controlling victory lane there on the inside. Navy at a nice 1-2. 5 putting in a little bit of work just to sort of balance him out. He's worried about boat 13 getting to his teammate. Boat 13 trying to take a chance, but he's not going to have it. Boat 4 is going to be inside.
Yeah, so 13, a little too late there, but trying to get on that inside boat's wind.
Oh, but 5's got to watch. Oh, very nice job by, very calm, cool, collected by Navy. Navy in a nice 1-2 here. Only problem is that Fordham is right on their heels, and Navy does not have the ace here. So it's really up to those boats in the first and second position. If they lose any sort of, they immediately slip into a 1-3-6, or maybe worse, a 1-4-6, and at that point they're losing the race, and it sort of it'll fall apart from there. But Fordham right on their heels.
Yeah, so Fordham's going to look to basically bring those 2 boats, 4 and 5, together as much as possible in this upwind. So they're going to tack, and obviously the Navy team is going to cover, but 13 and 14 are going to tack in such a way that they bring 4 and 5 together as much as possible. So, 4 has a bad tack, 4 has to duck 5, the race just gets a little bit closer, and, maybe something happens. Against good teams, it's pretty hard to break up that 1-2, but, anything can happen out there.
And this is when 14 should already been gone. You want to stay, one rule in match racing as well is that you want to stay out of sync with your opponent. When your opponent's on port, you want to be on starboard. You want to put it on starboard, you want to be on port, vice versa. Just stay out of sync. So as soon as you're a lot slippier when you're on opposite tacks here. So 14 needs to go right now. See, he's already given it back. Well, maybe he's thinking to bring it back to his teammate. This is where the conversion happens. Trying to hope that 13 can have a piece of 4. But now he's got a... Oh, jeez.
Looks like a bit of a miscommunication there.
Yeah.
But that's the right idea. 4 had to duck 5. That's half a boat length lost. If you keep doing that over and over, it gets a lot closer.
Absolutely. And often the very top of your screen, 15 has a slight lead. The Fordham boat still has a slight lead, but looking really nice on that right side. Navy just staying calm, trying to cover. Oop. 5 recognizes that 14 is close. Trying to put a little hurt on boat 14. Dishing of some dirty air. Dirty air is served on just a cold dish. It's a cold dish. So Navy just buttoning up this race.
Yeah, sometimes when you're in the 1-2, you just gotta say is enough, and you don't care if they tack behind. Just sail the race, get to the finish line. They might be trying to play like mind games with you to get you to tack and come together, duck each other.
Yep.
You just go fleet race mode and go fast.
Yep, and Navy really needed that race. Sitting at 3 wins before that. That'll put them at 4 wins. Trying to close the gap between them and Coast Guard with 6 wins. So they got a little more work to do, Jack, but that was a much needed win for the midshipmen.
Yep.
Here's a replay here. Back to that race. Navy, I would say, had it most of the race. Fordham put a a struggle fight here. Big conversion here.
Got pretty dicey at the top mark.
Very dicey at the top mark. Fordham had a chance there, but Navy stayed calm. Really cleaned up. Nice job here by boat 5, just to push the Fordham boats to the outside, get his teammate in boat 4 around the mark.
Yeah, you know, you can't ask for much more than that on the downwind. Just a little cleanup at the end.
And I think Navy there really perfected the balance of not really forcing things, not really being too aggressive, but still getting the job done.
Absolutely, yeah. You know, heading to the right side of the course is your friend when you're winning. You know, you just get to starboard ley line and sail it to the finish line. It's easy as that sometimes.
Yeah.
You just got to forget the other boats out there.
Yeah, and it's so easy to get caught, I think, in this game of, oh, you know, in this particular situation, you got to do this and that, and looking at really fine details. But sometimes you just got to stick to the KISS method and keep it simple and stupid, you know?
Absolutely.
Here, back to the next start. Penn, looking to do damage. I mean, if you're a brown sailor, you don't want to take these guys for granted. Anybody can be anybody here. Penn right now sitting in that 6th spot, biting on the heels. Penn actually looks to be...
It's quite a big race here. You know, these guys are either 6-7 in the scoreboard, all very close. It looks like...
So Brown here sitting at 8 wins. The Quakers sitting at 6 wins. The Quakers need this one.
Brown in 1, 2, 3 here. Penn in 16, 17, 18. Who are we rooting for, Pearson?
Well, I'll tell you what, Jack. I'm a brown bear. I'm going for the Bears here. Roll Bears, as we say.
Boat 3 over at the pin. Pretty square start at the boat. And I'd probably say that Penn just with a little bit of an edge on the left side.
Yeah, I had to, really good. Oh, Brown there, deep 6. Trying to catch up.
Oh, and a flag.
Oh.
Flag for Penn.
Penn getting dizzy out there.
This might, you know, they're really fighting for who can be the 6 here. It's going to be close. So up top, it looks like Penn has got the 1, but 2, 3 is locked up by Brown. So they're all probably thinking to themselves, you know, what combination should I be in? Like, what play should I be doing? Should I be going fast or should I be slowing? Those are your 2 options when it comes to team racing. It's either slowing it down a boat or full throttle, full ahead.
So it's a race right now, 16 and 2 at the top of your screen, racing to see who has the 1. I think 2 has it right now, commanding that right side there right away, but 16 going to try and skirt ahead. Looks like 16 actually has it. So 16, UPenn winning, you know, in that first position, but he's got to get his teammates back in. Nice shot there.
Dropping down.
Nice. So Brown there deciding to, you know, I'm not going to go fast. I'm going to put the brakes on, try to manage control of 2 pairs, and they're probably thinking 2, 3, 4 right now.
Yep. Absolutely.
Oh, really nice job here by boat 1. Boat 1 and Brown holding. 16 can't tack there. All he can do is he's stuck there. It's going to be a conversion here to a 1-2. Really nice job in boat 1.
2's got to recognize that they're actually playing forwards here.
Yep.
Like that, the play switches. Suddenly, play 1.
Really nice job by the freshman, Guthrie Braun. Saying, we don't want the 1-2. Let's just try and get this done right now in the 1-2.
Almost a 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, really nice job by the Bears.
So the biggest thing here is that gap between boat who's in 2 here, and boat 16 in 3. Every little meter there makes a huge difference in defending this lead. You know, every little bit means they have less, ability to cover you and slow you on the downwind. So you really want to be working that boat on that top reach to just stretch it out, because from the looks of things here, it looks like Brown's running away with this one.
Yeah, and it looks like this course is a little bit skewed, where the boats are just reaching here on port here, and so that sort of shows you that the bottom marks 3 and 4 are skewed to the right a little bit. Boat 3 heading down there.
Look at that motorboat chop. This boat's bobbing away. So this is pretty ideal weather for throwing it to the wing, putting the jib on the opposite side here and heading straight to the mark, sailing the shortest course. So you can see that boat 3 is on the wing, while boat 1 has opted to reach here.
The Quakers are trying to stay in this race, trying to get us, just to stay close to the Bears. Trying to use their religious powers to get over these Bears.
Don't think they're going to be taming the Bears this time.
No, it's not looking good for the Bears. Look at that. Liam O'Keefe, he loves the match race.
A little bit of extra credit there.
Yeah. He loves it. That's what he relishes in. He just loves to just make your heart there. Boat 16 just eating it.
Yeah, so one method there is boat 2 over trimming the main sheet on the reach, slowing their boat and creating a deadly wind shadow to really slow down 16.
Boat 1 doing a really nice thing. Guthrie, freshman out there, getting the start. Him and Liam starting for the Bears. Connor Nelson, a junior, doing a really nice job with Fordham here. Oh, sorry, my fault. Penn, the Quakers.
Interesting to see where everyone's got their body weight here, sailing upwind. Some boats have opted to get as close together as possible. Skipper and crew sitting side by side. Other boats have opted for have the crew just a little bit further forwards in the boat.
The Quakers are still fighting, though. But boat 18 working to that right side. A little nervous about that, to be honest with you.
Yeah, a little right shift. This could switch up.
Gonna be all right. Boat 1 crossing boat 18 there. 17 heading out left. The Quakers deciding to try and leverage out from the Bears, trying to make something happen, hoping for a shift. Boat 17 praying, looking up the course, trying to hope that there's a lefty there so that they can get back in this.
Yeah, it's a tricky one for the Bears because, in some ways it's, you want the 2 boats behind you to separate because it allows you to, keep it cleaner. But also, if there's a big shift, one of the sides can become so skewed that it makes things a little harder for you.
Right, and sometimes, you just got to fleet race. You just got to say, I'm just going to switch my brain here, and I'm gonna put the jets on. Coming down, there's the finish at the left of your screen. Bears looking good. Bears look almost in a 1-2-3 here, actually.
Yeah, boat 1 on the right, just tacking battle, pinning that Penn boat into the right corner. No options. Follow me in. 1, 2, 3. Looks like it's going to be close.
Really nice job by the Bears. Really nice job by the Bears. I just had to rep it. Go Bears, roll Bears.
There we go.
Really nice job there by the Bears. Congrats to them. Right now sitting in, looks like 6 here, and they're doing a good job. You got to stay in the top 8. That's all you can ask for.
Maybe they're thinking about that Final 4 already.
Yeah. Maybe thinking about that Final 4. And, scores do carry over. So once we get down to those final 8, we will, here's a replay here of that race. You see the Quakers spinning there. Bears doing a really nice job. all the way around, just putting the jets on. Liam, the match racer of the group, held down the whole race right there, just making 17 hurt the whole time.
Yeah. This is the play that made everything happen here, though. Boat 1 with an awesome pin outside the starboard ley line. You don't see that very often, but he really executed well there and was able to get his teammate into the 1 and then take the 2 himself.
Yeah, really nice job by the freshman. I mean, what a conversion. They were thinking play 2 there, 2, 3, 4, and then all of a sudden they're 1, 2. Liam just cleaning up, and here at the finish, then they just said, you know what, let's do low points win, low point system here. Really, it's really good by the Bears. Nice job. All right, so one thing I want to mention is that I will say that Coral Reef has some really good gear. I mean, they outfitted our whole broadcast team here. They do incredible custom logo design. They do it all, people, and they have such a they do such a great job designing logos for teams, and you can see they do everything. They have an online store, Regatta branded. They did all the gear here at the event. They do t-shirts, sweatshirts, tech apparel, and for more, you go type that web address right into your to the World Wide Web, coralreefsailing.com. Really good stuff from them.
Anything you could ever need, right on one bedside.
Good view there of all the teams. Is it Los Angeles or is it a college sailing event? We don't know.
There's us in the booth.
Yep.
We have the high ground.
Tent City here. Coming back in soon. We're gonna bring you race 100. Race 100. That'll be the Roger Williams University Hawks versus the Georgetown University Hoyas, and the Hoyas need this one. The Hoyas sitting at 5 wins currently, right behind the Navy midshipmen in that 10th spot position. So the Hoyas need this, and they have a formidable foe here. Roger Williams Hawks, very good team, strong team, sitting in 4th right now with 9 wins. So the Hoyas need this one. And we talked to Janelle. You guys saw we talked to Janelle Zarkowski early today. Sounded like they got a good night of sleep. You have to sort of wipe your memory, forget all the sort of bad stuff, and just play for the one race at a time. Can't really think about it too much.
Yeah, hit reset. That is the sign of a strong team, you know. Just turning it around day 2. You know, in some ways, you know, short day 1 and able to reset overnight can really play into your hand if you come out firing on day 2.
Really good shot here of Brendan Feeney. He's the master who put this whole thing together and made this broadcast happen for you guys. Just cruising, just having a lovely little bike day there. So, I mean, that is the essence of happiness there. I mean,
he's still working his way up to the 2 version, but you know, he's working it right there.
Amazing, yeah. Hopefully we'll get him on the 2-wheel bike soon, but what a nice little cargo rack in the back. He made this whole thing happen, so kudos to him. One of the leaders and coaches of KP here.
So pre-start here, Roger Williams, 1, 2, 3 versus Georgetown in 16, 17, 18. Red versus blue. One thing I've noticed in recent years, you know, with the Roger Williams team is they are expert starters. And they go pretty aggressive. So let's see how this works out.
Yeah, this is going to be a fun one, Jack. And both these teams aggressive. Both these teams taught to be pretty aggressive in their team racing. This will be a good one. You can always tell the Hawks in their signature bucket hats.
Yellow pennies, bucket hats. Hard to miss.
And the Hawks, Cameron Wood there is a senior in boat 1 there. He started his own, really interesting, he started his own, he's an entrepreneur. He started his own sailing boot company, actually. Oh, we're switching back to Brendan Feeney. Look at that stride. Really good.
And the glide.
And the glide. Wow. I mean, next stop, Tour de France, right?
At the academy, definitely.
Coming here to the start here, Roger Williams, Hawks versus Hoyas.
So I'm just asking to make sure if you're tired, I totally get it. I can on some more of the operation.
Final seconds here. Seems that boat 3 there, handling the Penn. Hopefully he's not below ley line. Georgetown's spinning.
A little circling in the middle
Yeah.
there. A little repositioning.
Sometimes you'll see the boats circle just to reposition, just to sort of set themselves back again, get themselves set up for their perfect time distance, and head towards the start. I don't like what I'm seeing so right now from Georgetown. Seems like we got a switch at the Penn. Boat 2. Boats. Roger Williams switching there. And we got the Hoyas right next to us in the broadcast booth here. So hopefully we get them involved too. Let's hear it from them. So all you Hoya fans watching out there, let's hear it.
Woo! There we go.
There we go.
Our next race.
Looks like Georgetown here commanding both sides. It's going to be a drag race for 2 and 16 here. Two looks like they're probably going to get pinched off. Starting to eat. That's freshman Carlos De Castro.
So it looks like Georgetown locking up the right here. But otherwise, it looks like Roger Williams pretty strong throughout the whole middle.
Yeah, we got a drag race here on the left side of the course. Hoya's trying to cross ahead there, all the way on the left side. So right now, Georgetown controlling the edges, but 17's got to cross there all the way on the far side of your screen. 16 controlling the right side. Love it.
That's the Georgetown team.
And they're firing. They need this win. They're hungry. Love it. And they, that's such a key part. I mean, it's so nice to come back to the dock and just really be pumped up by your teammates. And even if you have a bad race, a good race, your teammates are always there for you on the dock.
Yeah, special venue as well, because you can hear them out there. You're sailing along.
Ooh, we could hear it. We heard a little bit of contact there. Small hiccup there from the Hoyas. You can see spinning on the top of your screen.
And 16 in a little bit of a tough spot there, being pinned by 1.
Yeah, if you're gonna hit somebody in the stern, you gotta ask permission.
Ooh, I don't.
Ooh, that was a close one. We'll see.
That's gonna be
Most
an umpire
likely.
call.
Yeah, so we see a hand raised by the boat 1 there, and Roger Williams. It's gonna be an umpire call. It's gonna be 16 left it up to the umpires and see if they make any. But Georgetown really needs them.
That's an opportunity. I gotta say, I'd have to take that risk too, because you're chasing a 1-2, and in that case, it'd be a 1-2-3. So willing to put a bit of risk on the table, try and get something going. We'll see how it shakes out here.
Yeah, so all the boat 16 here chasing a 1-2. All the weight is on his shoulders right now to try and break up this 1-2. Try to get his other teammates, both 17 and 18, back in this race. Here's a replay. Close tack there. Really, I mean, that's a 50-50. Anytime you go to the umpires, it's a 50-50 call there. Umpires deciding it was a green flag, so no foul there. So boat 16 getting away with that one.
Yeah, what they're looking for there is if boat 16 got to starboard before the Roger Williams boat got to them and had to avoid. Time for 16 to be a hero here.
Yep. He knows the pressure's on him. Probably more nervous than a cat in a room full of rocking chairs. Working there, trying to get the Hawks to sail a little bit more distance. You can see in the top of your screen, boat 17 opting for the fast lane, left side of the course, just to try and point his boat right at Mark 3 and try to get his teammate back in.
This looks like a light downwind. Looks like it's got a little lighter out there. But it's coming in ebbs and flows. You know, it's up in some races, and this is just a moment when it looks a little lighter.
13 clear, 14 clear, 6 clear.
So Roger Williams still winning this race, commanding, but at least, you know, 16 saying, at least I got a buddy now to try and break up this one too. So 17, now it's not 2-on-1, now you got an even 2-on-2. Oh, 16 doing a nice job there. Getting in between boats 2 and 3. I think 3's not too worried though, he's just sailing towards Mark 4.
Yeah, what I think will happen here is that Roger Williams 2 and 3 are just going to flip-flop. So 3 is going to take the 1, and 2 is going to go around second here, just to make a little bit of a cleanup.
Yep. And the one saving grace here for the Hoyas is they do hold that 5th position. They do hold somebody in last, so they're going to want to try and keep that in their back pocket. Try to hope that both 17 and 18. Switching now to one of the battle between the heavy hitters here, Harvard and Stanford. Harvard in the green boats, Stanford in the gray boats. Girls versus boys.
Yeah, I think it's Stanford in 13, 14, 15 here, and Harvard in 4, 5, 6. Looks like Harvard's kind of out to a good start here. So yeah, looks like Harvard with a 1-2 here, but a little close. And Stanford's proven themselves. You know, they know how to sail back from a tough start in the first upwind.
Absolutely. Right now it's Harvard's race. Harvard doing a nice job in the 1-2, ragging their jib. Ragging the jib, trying to throw a little dirty air, saying, "Eat this." Hope you like that.
Boat 13 coming back into action though. Let's see how they where they stack up.
So right now, Harvard thinking 2, 3, 4 most likely. Ooh, it's a close there. Looks like Harvard has the 1. It's still close though.
Lots of protests.
A lot of protests, less screaming left and right. This sounds like a Jerry Springer show out there.
Someone got flagged. Who is it? Boat 5.
Boat 5, Harvard, getting dizzy.
And what's the combo?
Looks like it's tough to tell right now, Jack. From what I can see here, it looks like
Harvard's got the 1.
I think Harvard's got a 1-3-6 right now.
Looks like that just converted Stanford into a 2-3-4.
I mean, it looks like a bloodbath out there.
See, 1 penalty. You know, thinking you had of a 1-2 for Harvard at Mark 1 and a penalty, and suddenly everything's on its head.
Yeah, and that's why it's a lot of times, you know, you got to play your percentages. You got to think about the risk versus the reward. A lot of times you don't want to send decisions to the umpires and just keep the race in your hands.
Ooh, boat 13 spinning there. So now this is swung back in Harvard's favor.
15. Look, eyes back, trying to decide what the next play is. 4 in the 1 position. He wants to keep the 1, but, you know, stay involved, stay relevant. Right now we're looking at
It's a classic 2v2 here.
Yep.
14-15 versus 5-6. Each going to take a boat.
Ladies are feisty here. Not going to they're just going to show these Winklevoss twins what's up. Doing a really nice job by the trees here.
And the Harvard, boat number 4, just in the 1 here, trying to also get involved, making sure they're relevant.
It's close here. It's tough to tell from here, Jack, who's got the edge. Nice strain shot.
Yeah. Oh.
Wow.
Oh.
So boat 13 there. Choosing to spin it looks like, wow, we got people spinning left and right.
Still ahead of boat 6, though, there.
I mean, this looks like a game of dizzy bat. What are we doing?
So it's looking like a 2-3-5 at the moment for Stanford. Not stable, but 14-5, trying to make the conversion happen.
So Stanford right now going for a 2-3-4. Harvard's got the 1 there. Oh, looks like they're 2. Right now, Stanford has a 2-3-6. It looks like barely. Oh, Harvard decided. Now they're in that 1-4-6. You can see in the back there. Harvard's got some work to do.
Green flag,
green
right?
Flag there. So Harvard was calling for room there, but didn't have it. So the umpires decided to rule in Stanford's favor.
Ooh, big dial down.
Yep, and that's where you see the Burn, coach of Harvard teaches them, these guys to get active. These guys will not just let you go. These Harvard Crimson will clamp. You can see there maybe, it's like maybe that boat 4 is giving up the 1 though, maybe in danger. Wow, big conversion here, 6. It's anybody's game at this point.
Lots of tacks going back and forth here. This has been quite a flag-happy race.
Yeah, this is keeping the umpires busy. So right now, I think Stanford has the edge. It's tough to tell from our vantage point, but looks like Stanford in last has the last. Harvard still has the 1. You can see right side of your screen. Oh, we're back. Harvard, that's a boat in boat 1. Harvard in boat 4. Trying to get involved, trying to stay active. He wants to keep the 1 but not give it up. Maybe trying to go, Harvard maybe trying to go for a play 1 here.
Yeah, opting to drop back. This is going to be a game of who can do the pass back faster.
Right.
Look at that. All 3 boats bearing away, trying to clear that lane at the same time. Ooh, the dial down.
Wow, I mean, we got all 6 boats happening. There's a dial.
I think that's the 3rd dial down we've seen this race.
Yeah, this is an active one. Boat 4 deciding to give up the 1, it looks like.
Wow.
So, boat 4 trying to be a hero here, trying to make something happen, trying to get boat 13 in last, give his team a 2-3-4. Oh no, Stanford driving out. I mean, I'm dizzy just watching this. What is happening though? Stanford is a 1-3. Now they're going back.
Oh, they're going downwind.
Guys, this is the upwind. Why are we going downwind? Man. Total mayhem here. Okay, it's tough to tell from our vantage point here, folks, but it looks like Stanford has the edge right now.
Is it a 1-3?
It's maybe a 1-3. Oh, Stanford.
It's going to be a photo finish.
It's going to be a photo. It's a game of inches. Inches that I need personally. Wow, looks like Stanford with the 1-3.
Yeah.
1-2.
Wow, what a battle there.
Well, I mean, that's tough to recap that one, but Stanford, I believe, remains undefeated, still unscathed.
We're going to need a replay on that.
Yeah, we need a replay somewhere there. Geez, Stanford remains undefeated, unblemished record so far. Oh, umpire's still making calls after the finish. I mean, total mayhem. Our cameraman is confused. We don't know what's going on.
Here's the replay.
The start. It was active from the beginning. You got boats spinning left and right. I mean, sailors' heads are spinning. You got people downwind, Mark 3, always an active spot. It looks like it was anybody's game.
It all came down to the last third of the last upwind. Look, Stanford trying to consolidate the 2-3-4 at Mark 4. Didn't quite go their way. And then here, trying to make, again, the 2-3-4 work.
So boat 4, Harvard, trying to make a decision, trying to make something happen, get his people out of last. Just does a little too late, gives up the 1. Stanford decides, I'm just going to go fast. Puts the pedal down, skirts out, looks like a 1-2 for the trees. Wow.
And a late protest.
Just a desperation move by the Crimson. What a race, Jack.
Awesome.
I mean, really, and Stanford just keeps doing it.
Yeah.
Your trees are, be afraid of the trees. I mean,
Fear the tree.
Fear the tree.
Fear the tree.
Yeah.
They are constantly clawing their way back.
You beat a color, Crimson, but,
It's the battle of the colors. Cardinal is the color.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
2 reds. The Cardinal red came out on top.
Yeah, they decided that they are the better shade of red. The trees, congrats to them.
Yeah, congrats to them. That was a battle of a race.
And Gloria, I don't know if you can hear it, but if you could, I don't know, we'd love to get an interview with the sailors there. What a race, or either Stanford or Harvard. But hopefully, we're hoping to bring you guys some on-the-water coverage from the sailors themselves and try to get the sailors mic'd up.
One thing I want to point out is how important the umpires are to this sport. There was, I don't know how many flags that race, half a dozen maybe.
Yeah.
And each one of those decisions is absolutely critical. And at the end of the day, not everyone's going to be happy, but, keeping the policing out there is incredibly important. So huge thank you to all the umpires out there.
Yeah, kudos to our umpires. I mean, you guys made the sport happen. So, if you haven't umpired, you should try it. It's a great way to give back. Really important to the sport, and it's important not only to sail as much as you can, but also to volunteer when you can. A lot of volunteers made this event happen. So here we have Yale and Tulane. Tulane definitely the underdog here, but they get some fight. Very fast team.
You say that, Pearson, but those are the co-ed national champions.
Absolutely. They are the reigning co-ed fleet race national champions. They have some speed on them.
Yale has been a powerhouse in team racing for years, and they'll look to continue that strength.
Yeah. Coming to the final seconds here. Tulane maybe looking to, tough hook there.
Yeah, bail out.
Bailing out there, Yale coming, and 15's got nowhere to go. 16 calling starboard and spinning out, resetting. Tulane close to leeward on Yale here, nice. We got Yale, looks like
Nice tack.
nice tack.
I say little advantage Tulane at the pin.
Yep.
This is a true 50-50 off the start line here.
Yeah, this is a 50-50. Right here on the right side of the course, this is going to be a drag race. 15 or 6, it's going to be tough. 15's going to have a tough time trying to hang in there. They're in 420s, which is a little bit tougher to hold your lane.
Especially with a chop out there. I mean, that is another thing that you got to think about when it comes to team racing. If you're sailing in a flat venue, you can hold those tighter lanes, but as soon as you get a little bit of chop out there, either from mostly from the motorboats, you just can't hold those lanes as long.
Absolutely. And you got to go almost pretty much before you even realize it. And when you're trying to hold somebody out and you're starting to get gassed and shot out the back, you got to go way before. You can't sit there and just fall further and further back.
It looks like Yale's got the right locked up here. You see that they're starting to sneak their shoulders out, so might indicate that pressure's just come up just a little bit.
I do wish that Tulane was in the green boats, just for the green wave for them.
What a great mascot.
Yeah, they have a hell of a. I mean, just great athletics all around at Tulane. Great party town, New Orleans, where I learned to sail on Lake Pontchartrain. Got my Southern Yacht Club. They all their events are held at Southern Yacht Club. I learned to sail there. Great place. Used to call it Lake Potty Train.
Hosted the Nationals last year. The women's, the co-ed, and the team race, and that was a hot one.
Wow. 15 doing a really nice job here, trying to break up a 1-2, holding boat 4 by a thread. Oh, it's just inching there. Oh, he's held it a little too long, though. Boat 5 gets ahead of boat 15. He just did a little too much there. You could have, you put your team in danger there. You could have had a 2-3-4. You overbake it. Overcooked your goose. Oh, jeez.
I don't know.
I mean, my opinion there is, oh, jeez.
Who had mark room? That's the question.
Oh, jeez. So I think that's going to go probably against Tulane. That was a little error there by the green wave. Yep, you can see Tulane there spinning. So now, I mean, Tulane there could have had a nice 2-3-4.
See 13 on 4 there, just
right,
absolutely housed.
So 15 decided just to, overcook the turkey. Pulled it out. Thanksgiving was overdone, ruined the turkey. Now they're working with a 2-3-6. Could have had a nice stable 2-3-4. So now he's got to have his teammates bail him out.
Yeah, he's in a good spot up there on that right side, though. He's almost in a rolling position.
Yep, nice spot. He's just got to get ahead of one boat. Oh, Tulane here. You got to watch your back. Boat 5 there.
Yeah, overcommitted.
Yeah, a little overcommitted. Boat 4 probably going to get around, maybe around 14. 14 holding the inside, though.
This is where I would love to see the Yale boat in the first here, engaging boat 13.
Yep.
Going to clean up, trying to make the 1-2 happen.
Tulane a little bit overcommitted to this outside lane. You can see Yale sailing fast on the inside top of your screen. Here's the contact here, the weather mark.
Triple stack.
Tulane just sailing a little bit too fast. He's got his eyes forward when they should be back. Ends up fouling, hitting both the Yale boat and the mark. Advantage Yale there. Next picture here, looking downwind.
Hard to see the exact combo from our view here, but I'm sure it'll all come together coming into Mark 3.
I think that boat that sailed the inside, boat 6, is coming back into the picture, unfortunately. Oh, and that's just like, that's fundamentals in my opinion. That's just not protecting the inside for Tulane, getting distracted, too much tunnel vision on the outside lane there, and sort of ended up in your grave line. You had Yale just go right around the outside victory lane.
Yeah, I think the name of the game on that downwind for Tulane was just overcommitment. You know, they overcommitted at the bottom mark there, and possibly halfway down the downwind as well.
Yep. So Tulane here now they got to break up a 1-2. Bad news is that Yale has the ace, as we like to call it, commanding that, keeping one boat in last. So that's just a little insurance policy for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, we'll keep track of how many teams at this high level actually break up a 1-2. It is very uncommon, rare. Super uncommon. The race isn't over, but that Yale team in the 1 and 2 is just autopilot now.
Now, I mean, Yale in total fleet race mode here.
Yale team consists of Teddy Nicolosi, Jack Egan, and Stefan Baker at the moment. With respective crews, Catherine Webb, Anisha Akot, and Meredith Lund.
coming to the finish here. Yale still winning it. 14, maybe getting a little closer, but Yale's been here before. They know what they're doing. I would say Yale is still the team to beat out here. They got the history. They're comfortable in this position. They know what it takes to win a national championship. Coming to the finish here, looks like Yale is going to skirt away with that 1-2. Boat 5, probably in the 5 here. I think you're right, Jack. I think it was just total overcommitment by the Green Wave. I mean, they had it. They were winning. They should have been in a winning combination there at the first mark, but close call there. Boat 5 and boat 13, close cross, but it's really not going to matter.
Yeah, end of the day, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think synopsis there is keep it a little cleaner, avoid the fouls, and that'll be your friend here. Great panning shot there. Looking at the whole course.
Beautiful look at New York here. Kings Point, beautiful venue here. They got quite the setup here. It's just gorgeous. Starting to see this. The sun is just glistening. Sun is just glistening out the water here. Incredible drone shots. I mean, he's got what a pilot. Cheers to the broadcast team. Now this, what we're looking at, folks, this is part of our broadcast team, and you see the maniac at the front. That's Rodrigo. Rodrigo doesn't take any shortcuts. He doesn't compromise. He does it the hard way. And just like Rodrigo, Coral Reef Sailing Apparel believes in doing it the hard way, taking the time, the care, and the effort to get it right. And that's Coral Reef Sailing Apparel. I mean, they really take a customer service to their very seriously, and they will will make sure you are pleased with your gear. Back to the racing coverage here. Thank you, Coral Reef, for everything you provided for the event. And if you need gear for your team, check out coralreefsailing.com. We got a little break here in the racing. Jack, what do you think? How do sort of teams start? We're starting to get a picture of the top 8. We're coming down towards the later half of this round robin. Is there any sort of you change your game plan at all? What do you do? The pressure's mounting. Anything you would change here?
I mean, if you're up at the top, don't change anything. Just keep going, race after race, accumulating the wins, and then making the small corrections in your game. Here's a little replay of the Yale and Tulane race. You can see here that Yale started to clean up the race towards the second half, but here's the start.
A good race here. I mean, Tulane did a nice job in the beginning. They had the edge. They controlled 2 pairs, and then just little small mistakes. And with a team like Yale, they're just going to take advantage of that. And a lot of times, it's not really about doing, holding somebody out or taking control of somebody. It's just making fewer mistakes than the other guy. It's a game of mistakes here, and the one who makes less mistakes is probably going to win.
And Pearson, back to your question, what are some of the teams thinking out here? I think, if you're winning, you're not doing much. Small changes in your game, keeping it going. But if you're on the cusp of making the top 8, it's maybe the time to turn up the risk a little bit.
Yeah. So what does that mean, folks? So you might start being a little bit more aggressive, trying to kind of more go after more people at the start. Trying to mix it up a little bit. You got you're behind, you got nothing to lose. Go after them. What are you gonna do? Wait till next year? And for a lot of these teams, seniors included, this is their last chance. and this is where they have to make the top 8 or it's game over.
Yeah, time to put everything on the line. I mean, what do we got? 2, 3 more races in the round robin, and it is time to lay down the law when it comes to it. So you'll see some teams who are still in risk-off mode racing against teams who have everything on the line. And those are the interesting ones to watch.
Absolutely. Beautiful venue shot here, the venue. During our wind delay yesterday, we were really looking like wow. I mean, is that Kings Point or is that the White House? I don't even know.
Seriously, look at it.
Wow. 1600 Pennsylvania right here. There's a great nation here going to the top. There's our sign of freedom there. The bald eagle.
You couldn't ask for a better day of team racing out here.
No, and I mean, lit freedom ring. What we got here in the start? Looks like the Quakers.
And is it the Jumbos or?
Yeah, Jumbos versus Quakers. Elephants versus religious pastors. Oh, you're going the wrong way, Quakers. You gotta go upwind. Jumbos.
Boat 2 with no one to go. Just.
Right now, I give the edge right now to Tufts there. Gonna be a close duck on 16. Good defense by 16 there, covering the right side.
That was a classic example where you see a little bit of wave action, and you just can't hold those lanes very long.
Yep.
I have to say, probably slight advantage to the Jumbos here.
Slight advantage to the Jumbos. Just give you an idea of where these teams are right on the edge. Quakers sitting at 6 wins, right in 8th place. They got St. Mary's on their heels with 6, tied with St. Mary's. The Quakers, University of UPenn, St. Mary's, and Navy all tied at 6 wins.
Yeah, so the Tufts here in red 1, 2, 3, UPenn 16, 17, 18. So it looks like Tufts with a slight advantage off the start here. But we've seen lots of races today where that doesn't make a difference at the end.
Looks like UPenn with the early edge. We got boat 18, middle of your screen now, crossing from the left, in first position.
There's the left again, Pearson.
Yeah, that left side it's been good all day. And hopefully that should be working into your game plan, right? So you think about maybe, do we slide another teammate down towards the pin to try and take advantage of that left side? But it looks like Quakers in that 1-2 coming up towards the first mark. Oh, Quakers probably a little bit nervous about boat 1 there.
Yeah. 18 stepping up to do a little bit of coverage coming into the top mark. This is going to be a little dicey, I think.
Yeah, so 16 doesn't really have a choice here. He's just got to hold boat 2. He's
boat
got no
2
choice.
with the jibe out.
Right, so we're calling boat 16 call for a foul there. Not sure what that was, but we want something.
And up in the front, the UPenn in 18 and 17 trying to make a 1-2 conversion happen.
We got a red flag from the umpires.
Who's it on?
Looks like the Quakers. So it looks like Quakers working at a 146, boat 17 got some work. But good news, viewers, we have an on-the-water look at the races. Gloria, our host, our fearless leader, is on the water. Gloria, how's it look out there?
Well, thank you guys for tuning in. It's honestly a beautiful day, great conditions. We've got an awesome view of the boats. That was a really unfortunate penalty for right there. The Quakers did a really great job rounding in a 1-2. And then I'll tell you what, Tufts did an even better job of being able to make a conversion. As you can see behind me, boat 18 looks like they're leading on this downwind right now. And Tufts has a strong, pretty 2-3-4. They've got somebody out left, middle, and right. But I'll tell you what, the Quakers are fighting back. You see 17 is trying to get into a duel with boat 2. And the umpires are closely watching.
Gloria, it looks incredible out there. Make sure that you're using your Dermatone sunscreen out there just to stay, safe. Skin cancer does not sleep, so be sure to lather up out there with some good Dermatone sunscreen. Boat 18. Putting in work with the Quakers, holding that one position.
Yes, I did.
Looks like the Quakers are in a 1-5-6 at the moment. They need this race. So 16 and 17 have some work to do. They gotta get back in this race. Tufts a little bit further down the leaderboard, but anybody can win. Anybody can take wins off of people.
Absolutely. This is when 18 needs to really step up here. I mean, I remember practicing this in training when it's the 1-5-6, and you can just click into a different mode and let the devil out.
Yeah, just try to compress the race, try and get his teammates back in it. The closer that the race is, the more better chance they have. But 18 doing all that he can.
Won't be surprised if you see a couple dial downs at the end here from boat 18 as they really look to shake it up if it gets to that at the second half of this upwind.
Yeah, so the the Jumbos are going to try and look to spread out this race, try and separate all the pairs.
And I think we're going to go recheck in with Gloria, who's on the water, who's covering this in real time.
Gloria, can you hear us? Are you there? All right, looks like Gloria will be back with us soon enough. She's reapplying her Dermatone sunscreen. She'll be back. Be sure it's important to reapply out there. Still a close race. A lot of action it looks to be happening at the top of the screen there.
Did something happen here? I feel like we missed a little beat here.
It looks like UPenn's working with a 1-2 almost now.
I think one of the Tufts boats had a penalty that we didn't pick up on.
Let me get the binos out here. Hang on. It's hard to see everything from our vantage point. Right now I got the blue boats in a 2-3-6 maybe. So it looks like the blue Quakers changing strategy there, trying to go for a 2-3-4. Oh, it's going to be close.
It's going to be a photo finish here.
Oh, 18's got to get down on 2. They need to get the 2-3, otherwise it's a wash. Wow, it's really going to be a photo finish. I think the Quakers are going to squeeze this one out. Boat 2 doing a little Hollywood, doing everything he can, but the Quakers, as it stands right now, squeaked that one out. But let's see what the umpires have anything to say about it. But right now, the Quakers claw themselves back together. Is there a call there? Wow. Oh, heartbreak at the finish. Oh, 18, it looks like, out of picture here. Looks like 18, the Quakers had to go back and spin. Brutal.
That is tough, but it just goes to show that it isn't over until it's over. You know, you can throw in those little cheeky last little second moves, and that can save you the race.
Absolutely.
Heartbreak, though.
That was absolute heartbreak. Gloria, can you hear us? Did you see what happened there? Did you see the foul? What can you tell us more what happened there?
I'll tell you what, I was able to see both of those fouls. We saw a really egregious foul from boat 3 of Tufts on that upwind. All they had to do was really just hold that 2-3-4, and they really took a bold move of trying to cross on port there. And then we saw contact between Penn and the Tufts boat. The Tufts boat had to do a spin, and that's where Penn was able to get their way back in. Now at the very top at the finish there, we saw the Penn boat essentially not avoid enough as the windward boat, and that's what lost them that race. Now the thing is they potentially could have gone back and just done that one spin, and they could have gotten away with a 2-3-5, but when you cross that finish line like that after that foul, you're leaving it in the umpire's hands, and unfortunately that lost them that race.
What a nail biter to the end. We're looking at replays here. Gloria, great work there. Looking good on the boat.
Thanks, Pearson.
Well, that was a fun one.
That was a good one. That really, I feel for my Quakers. Hopefully, maybe they could say maybe a few prayers there, bring themselves back.
Well, they've had some great races today. You know, real knife fights out there, all the ways down to the wire. But you know, it's great to see these two teams that are, you know, very close in the standing go head to head. We'll continue to follow those along very closely.
Yeah, and from our vantage point here, we can see the Quakers still in the water out there, still not so happy about the result there. Maybe talking about the umpire call, but they're clearly upset about that one. And I feel for them. They're the underdog out here, and you know, everyone has a little heartbreak here and there. You know, let's just see how the Quakers respond. They're right on that edge of the top 8.
So Pearson, it's just gone 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
What are you thinking in terms of, you know, what are we going to do next? Are we going to finish the round robin and go into the final 8? How are you thinking about it?
I think that race committee is probably thinking, let's get through this round robin. Looks like, I'm not sure we're on race 108. Looks like 108. We have 120. Well, we might dip into the top 8 a little bit just to knock some races out. We're definitely going to finish this round robin. And I bet Justin Assad, the PRO, sort of the orchestra director of this whole event, I don't anticipate him slowing down whatsoever. And so I think we will get into the top 8. Probably maybe he has some tiebreakers for those top 8 boats.
So we're following along here with Dartmouth versus Georgetown. So Dartmouth in what it looks like the 1-2 here. They're 7, 8, 9, and then Georgetown in 10, 11, 12. So they're chasing in the 3, 4, 5. Tight chase though. I think this down's going to get pretty close.
And you know, Georgetown right now in the 11th position, but they're only 1 win out of 8th. It looks like 1 win out of 7th actually. With a win here, they could tie everybody else. Right now, they're trying to claw back and try to reel in Navy, St. Mary's, and the Quakers. So this is a big race for the Hoyas.
Boat 9 locking up 10 there on the left-hand side of your screen. So Dartmouth in 7, 8, 9. I think they're thinking play 4 here.
Yeah.
And they're trying to get to a 1, 4, 5 combination, which basically means that boat 9 is going to be slowing boat 10.
Yeah, and a lot of times it's really about who makes the plays happen first. You can't be reacting to the play. You have to be the one. You have to be the team setting the tone, deciding what the play is. Everyone knows the plays, so it's just about who can do it, who can execute faster. So right here, boats Georgetown 10, 11, 12, in sort of a 2, 3, 5, 6. Oh, nice conversion there.
Making it happen.
Making it happen. But boat 12 there in the front still got a lot of work to do. They're a little unbalanced, a little unsteady, 2, 3, 4, but they're doing good things here. The Hoyas making good stuff happen. Oh, bad spot there for boat 8. Oh, what is... Really nice job. The Hoyas, you can hear them to our left in the broadcast booth. The Hoyas are pumped about that.
Yeah, that was a good conversion there. They opted to break up their strong 2-3 and go pair on pair. Two kind of different philosophies there. You know, you could maintain the 2-3, or you can break it up and go 2-4 and try and make this happen. So that strategy really worked well for them there.
Yeah. Wow, and so here you see it's a tight 2-3-4. The big green are clamping on or gnawing at the heels of the Hoyas here. Hoyas still rounding in that 2-3-4 combination. Oh, and I don't like to see them round overlap like that. Looks like boat 8 calling for protest. Not sure what that's about.
So Georgetown in 10, 11, 12, trying to set up the weave here to maintain coverage across the across those two trailing boats. One thing to look for is, you know, one thing we would always preach is if you're starting to get weak in either the 4 position, get right. You know, right is safe here. You get the starboard advantage, and you can just go to ley line and cruise in. So you often go through this cycling method where you see 11's going to cross over, get stronger on the right side, and 12's going to pick up the left coverage.
I mean, it should be simple to remember, Jack. Right is right, you know? Right. Georgetown doing a nice job. Solid 2-3-4 here. 7 trying to get active. I believe that is junior Robert Bragg from Dartmouth in boat 7.
Senior.
Oh, yep. I'm a few years out of it. I'm losing track of what years are what.
This is when 7 is really needs to start upping the risk here. Needs to make something happen for his team. If it's going to happen at any time, it's going to happen now.
Oh, and it looks right now from our vantage point here, it looks to be it's a little too late. Hoyas needed that one. You can hear, oh, they don't want to celebrate too early though. Really nice job by the Hoyas, converting to a 2-3-4.
Yeah, there they are.
And I will say, they certainly had the team spirit. They are not lacking in the team spirit. You can hear them. You can hear them chanting for their teammates. They're pumped. Everybody in the shore crew is amped.
Who gave him those cowbells?
And you can immediately hear the shore crew is
Here's a little replay on the screen.
Here's your replay. Dartmouth had the early lead, 1-2. Then they clawed back. Georgetown not giving up. They say, I'm still in this regatta. We want to make the top 8. We deserve to be here. Converting here at Mark 3 to a 2-3-4.
Great execution at Mark 3.
Great execution at Mark 3. And here, it was just clean up from that point. Solid. They just went into automatic textbook 2-3-4 for that last beat. Absolutely. I mean, they put on a clinic about how you run a 2-3-4 there. 7 just had nowhere to go.
Super clean last upwind. That's what you look for.
Really good stuff here. Good shot there of P.O. Road just inside, eyes beaming upwind. He is our beacon of light in this dark, cruel world. He leads us to the end of this round robin. Justin, show us the way. Here we got, next up, Yale, Miami.
The Hurricanes.
The Hurricanes versus Bulldogs. I had to blink there. Miami, you gotta just go out there. You got nothing to lose. Go out swinging.
Hey, where are you guys in relation
Yeah, so U Miami 13, 14, 15.
U Miami hungry, sitting on just one win for the event, but that's what I'm saying. You got nothing to lose. Just go at them, take these top dogs out, and there's always, if you're in those tough spots, there's always a few surprises in every event where the underdog takes down the top dog. So don't sleep on these Hurricanes. I'm pulling for you, Miami. If you can hear me, let's go.
And for Yale, these are the races which you cannot fall asleep at the wheel. You need to be as mentally sharp for these races as they are against the top four, because at the end of the day, every win counts the same. And that's kind of one of the taxing things about this 3-day-long team race regatta, is every race counts the same if it's in the final four or the round robin.
Right. Scores carry over. So every race, just like Jack said, every race counts here. They all matter. Even for these Yale guys, they can't sleep at all. They need, every win brings them closer to the top of that podium. Jack Egan in boat 4 there, commanding the right side. Cruz sliding to leeward there in the middle, trying to keep her boat flat. Oh, Jack Egan sees blood in the water. He puts the bow down. Says, "Get out of my way."
Couple boats circling back there. So yeah, Jack Egan at the boat there with a good start for Yale. Boat 4. 14.
Yeah,
doing a spin.
Miami. Right off the bat, Yale looks to be commanding this race. I mean, that's where a lot of it happens. If you can't win it off the line, but you certainly can lose it, folks.
Yeah, this is a case, if you're struggling with the starting, mindset is get off equal, and then you got the race to figure it out. But getting off behind is always a difficult way to start.
Absolutely. I mean, and the time is just flying by. I can't believe. There's no stopping this freight train, people. But it's already 5:15 in the afternoon, and we're not stopping.
Yeah, no sign of stopping out here. I mean, just idyllic conditions, perfect wind. Let's keep it going. And we are at race 110 at the moment. So if I'm counting correctly, that leaves only 10 more races in the first round robin.
Wow.
And then we'll see.
Yeah, so these are the last few races that are really going to decide our top 8. Yale solidly in that top 8. But they won every win. Boat 15 here doing a nice job trying to break up a 1-2. Boat 15 is the strong hope for Miami here. But he can't do too much. He's got boat 5 coming in from the left there, right side of your screen.
Just tacked.
Yep. So boat 15 is really Miami's lifeblood at the moment.
They're still in this.
Still in this, Miami. Miami has some fight. What?
Ooh, going for the play too.
Wow. Dramatic change in strategy there from the Bulldogs, deciding not to go for... Oh, jeez. This is just too much, though. See, just too much from the Miami, just going for it all at one place now. Now you're in last.
Yep.
Easy does it, Tiger.
Listen, I think you either go all out or none at all. I think he kind of went halfway there.
Yeah, agreed.
Does 14 have a piece?
No.
So Yale in the 4-5-6 with a 2-3-4 combo here. Boats 4-5-6.
So Miami losing this race technically, but they're still in it. What a change in strategy there at that top mark. I'm not sure what Yale boat that was, but they decided very decisive. You could see the decisive decision making by the Bulldogs to change quickly from play 1 to play 2 and go to a 2-3-4 combination.
Yeah, and I think in that scenario, he's not communicating that to his teammates. He's deciding for himself.
Right.
But I can guarantee you that the crews, on those boats, that are his teammates, they're telling the skippers, like, hey, we're going to play 2 almost immediately. And it's the speed of switching plays that really determines the best teams. And, one person decides what we're going to do, and everyone else, falls into place. And now they're in a really stable play 2 here.
Yep. And Jack, when you were sailing, what did you like your crew to tell you? We haven't given enough credit to the crews. What role do they play, and as a skipper, what information do you want from them?
Yeah, I'll promise that I feel like each boat does it slightly differently.
Yeah.
For me, I think my head was in the game of the actual team racing, the possible match racing situations, the boat on boat. So outside of that, everything else is on the crew. They're really, sailing the boat around the course, calling all the wind, which, the skipper is not thinking about, the different puffs and shifts, making sure the boat goes fast. And that seemed to work for us pretty well. As a skipper, you could decide those really short and quick moments where you needed to act, and then the crew is really, sailing the boat. What about you, Pearson? What was the division of labor?
So I think I do agree with you. I think every skipper crew combination likes different things. Different strokes for different folks. But I try to get them to be the eyes in the back of my head, to try and get them to call the breeze, try to figure out what the best, like you said, the fastest way around the course, but also tell me if we're losing a pair, any sort of, keep me informed of the combos. And they definitely were responsible for a lot of the boat handling, but I think the stream of information and just letting drivers drive. You see in a lot of keelboat sailing too, the best drivers, as you know, Jack, the best drivers drive. You got to trust your teammates to do their job. You can't try and do the skipper. You can't do it all. So I think you can't be too overpowering as a skipper. You got to trust your crew and trust them to help you make the best decision or to do their job.
Absolutely. And I think one other area that is kind of key to highlight is, often these teams, they don't need verbal communication when they're doing plays, but often it's helpful, especially when it's windy, that you need to call out, hey, I'm losing this boat, or hey, I got a good lock here. And that often falls to the crew. You don't want a skipper turning around shouting at the teammate, especially if there's any sort of ego involved. Like, that is where the crews can really be helpful, coming off the start line, calling pairs, and communicating to teammates.
Yeah. I think a lot of times, too, I trusted whenever I was just to do a little yachty karate. Let me think about this. A little yachty karate on the broadcast here. Whenever I was sort of covering a boat here, that way, I had my crew use the jib to control the speed of the boat sometimes. So whenever you're sort of trying to gas another boat, or whenever you're trying to, give some dirty air, you have the crew control the throttle of the boat with the jib, and sometimes they can control the speed with the jib, have them ease out, and really sort of match the speed. So it's all about how you best use your speed, and give some nice responsibility to the crew and let them drive a little bit.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, crews are truly underappreciated when it comes to this.
Totally.
We might make the mistake where we talk about the skippers, but it's, the crews are just as involved here.
Yep. Another, just to give the viewers a quick update on where we stand, I got word from the PRO that we will soon be closing out the round robin and heading into the top 8. We're going to take a short break in between the end of the round robin here and the top 8. But for now, we're going to close out. We got 8 more races in this round robin, and we'll take a short break, and then we will head into the top 8. We'll try, these last 8 races, Penn and Coast Guard, this is going to be a close one. This is going to help decide that top 8.
Yeah, UPenn 1, 2, 3 in red, and Coast Guard in the blue, 16, 17, 18. We said before, you know, UPenn has had some really tight races. Let's see how this one plays out. And I'd probably say early lead to Penn here.
So for the viewers out there, Coast Guard, it's pretty good spot for them right now in the top. They're sitting in 7th place, 2 wins ahead of Navy and St. Mary's. And the Quakers tied with Navy and St. Mary's at 6 wins. So this is going to be a one to watch if you are any of those teams.
Looking pretty equally matched here. Anyone's game at this point.
Sorry, just refresh the scores here. St. Mary's looks to be in 8th place with 7 wins. Navy in 9th place with 6. But the Quakers right on the edge here. They got sometimes you don't know, your destiny may be in the hands of other teams. But UPenn definitely, they are going to need this win to have any hopes of being in the top 8. Coming up the first beat here.
I'm seeing a possible 2-3-4 play out for UPenn, but it's 16 might be just squeaking ahead on the far right.
Looks like from my view here, Coast Guard in a 1-3. Coast Guard in a 1-3. The Quakers need this after that heartbreak race.
And I think we're going to go over to Gloria, who's out on the water, to give you a live update.
Gloria, take us to the trenches here.
Rounding in the 1 right now, Coast Guard Academy. Boat 1 from UPenn is really trying for a mark trap here at Mark 1, which I'll be honest is very, very difficult to do. That's a hot take. So Coast Guard is rounding just alongside them right now. We might have a windward leeward situation here. I wouldn't be surprised if we see some hands being raised. But well done, because UPenn Boat 2 has made its way around. But that's still a little bit tight because 16 has pretty good coverage on Boat 3. 3's going for a jibe out. That's a little bit tough. Let's watch them. They're going to have to possibly do another tack, 2 tacks to get around Mark 1 here. And they're squeezing around. So pretty well executed by Boat 3. That's pretty good boat handling to get around there.
And Gloria,
we're definitely...
Can you see, how do the Quakers look? Do they look cool and composed? They need this win. How do they look out there?
I'll be honest, unless Boat 2 comes back on 16, this might be a little bit tough, but Coast Guard's got speed on 1. They're pushing them forward, and I could see them converting to a play 1 pretty shortly here. 16 from Coast Guard's doing an excellent job just gapping the 6 right now. This looks like it might be a tough one for the Quakers if they don't get this 6 out from the deepness.
Gloria, darkness. I don't know if you can see it. Does Boat 3 have any tears coming down? Is he okay with Boat 16?
You know what? I'll be honest. The tears are not yet rolling. I think he's trusting his speed, potentially going for a duck here. I mean, he's really getting slowed down here. The gap is being put in, but that looks like that's one of the Bruces, so he's got pretty good speed notoriously in terms of fleet racing. He's going for the duck on 16. I'll tell you what, both of them are really slow right now, and this is going to be tough for the Quakers.
For the people back home, you know, those young sailors watching, that is textbook slowing right there, what he was doing with the sails.
Yeah, 16's doing a really good job right now to slow Boat 3. And I'll tell you what, 17 is not sticking around just close enough, but their teammate 18 from Coast Guard is doing an excellent job just pushing those Penn boats forward. I want to be seeing Boat 1 try to do something at 18. I see that they're signaling to one another right now. I've got boat 1 from the Quakers telling his teammate, hey, we gotta make something happen here. He's waving his hand around, and looks like boat 18 from Coast Guard is spinning. This could be major for the Quakers. Here we go, 18, and you know what? You gotta have good boat handling in those spins, and that's a little bit tough. 18 has slowed themselves down enough. Boat 3 from Penn looks like he may have a hook on boat 16. So looks like the Quakers are not out just yet.
The Quakers certainly have some fight left in them. They're not done yet.
Look at that. Boat 1 and 2 have pretty good control. The race is brought back together in the Quakers' favor. 18 and 16 are going to have powerhouse Quakers. 1-2 playing super hard back on them. 17 from Coast Guard has rounded the Mark IV. I'm not too sure why. Let's stick around with the action. Let's put in some bumps, you know, make sure our teammates are doing well. But seems like he really trusts them. I'm seeing hands being raised here, guys. Stick around.
This looks like it's going to be an active one. The umpires, I could definitely foresee getting involved. Folks, you're going to want to stick around for this one. This will be a telling grudge match to determine our top 8. Wow, we got people flipping and flopping, changing tacks like underwear.
I'll tell you what, 18 had a really tough tack there. They lost boat 3. 18 may have just put themselves in the 6 just through a bad tack, and that just goes to show that boat handling can win or lose a race. We'll see if 16 can cover boat 3 hard enough here. But now I'm starting to see that the Quakers have control of 2 of the Coast Guard Bears. So we'll see how they're able to hold this out.
Yeah, boat 3 getting strong on the right there. You know, just sailing out on the leeward side of them.
Yeah, boat 3 definitely has a stronghold on boat 16 here. We'll see how 18 comes out, but that's a hot take trying to cross there. Ooh, that was brutal. That's hand up. We're talking a classic port starboard there.
Boat 2's got to get across there.
And 18 is spinning. That's tough. I think that the Quakers with that foul may have just solidified. We'll see how 3 looks on 16, but I want to see I want to see one of the Quakers hard covering on boat 16. And if I'm 17 from Coast Guard, I'm already thinking about, man, I got to make something happen here.
Absolutely, Gloria, and it's not over yet. I would say it still looks pretty unstable. 2-3-5 right now for the Quakers. So, you know, they're winning right now, but it's still close. Coast Guard putting in good work here, calling for fouls. Gloria, did you see anything there?
Yeah, honestly, I think the hand was just raised. I don't think I saw any major foul. They had a room to tack instance, but never mind. Penn is spinning.
Brutal.
They must have had contact. 16 has gone. You know, with barely making that cross. Now the question is 13 has that cross on 18. 17 from Coast Guard looks like they're about to take the 1. But if they keep that 6, that's another potential foul for the Bears.
It's going to be a photo finish, folks. Wow, and it's who's going to cross the line.
Green flag!
Green flag from the umpires.
So let's see if they can make it happen. This is tight. Boat 3 with the speed!
Wow.
Wow, I'll tell you what, that was tight, but boat 3 got a miracle shot of acceleration there. I think that the Quakers just solidified the 2-3-4 play 2. We're seeing some celebrations. Well done by the Quakers.
And the Quakers are amped up. You can see them high fives all around. Skipper and crew amped. They needed that one, and they know it.
Another great race from the Quakers there.
Great race from the Quakers.
Down to the wire. They love it.
I love a good underdog story. Call me a Quaker fan right now. I'm about to go to the church and change my religion. Wow. I mean, that was exhilarating. The Quakers Gloria, maybe we can if we could chat with them, that would be fantastic. What a race. I mean, and Jack, they narrowly avoided heartbreak once again. You know, in the prior race, I forget who it was, but I know that they were spinning even after the finish. So to see them come away with a win there at the last minute, I bet feels good.
Just goes to show you got to keep battling. Every last little meter, you know, it comes down to that often.
Great win. I don't think anybody really, let's be honest, I don't think any of them, any viewer here expected the Quakers to have a fight like that.
Nice shot of all the teams, and here's a little replay.
Good, it was pretty even off the line. Quakers had the edge early. Here's Mark 1. The Bears, a lot of yelling and screaming. We got people spinning left and right. But it was a battle to the end. Here we had the Quakers working with a... It was mostly, I would say, I mean, it was tough to tell who was winning at any point. Here, 16 putting hurt on. Oh, we're back to glory here on the water.
Here with Jordan from the Quakers Penn. You guys just came off of a really great win. That was a super tight finish. I watched you have a little pump of speed there at the end. How are you feeling?
Good. You know, it was really tight at the end. A couple close fouling situations, but we got through it cleanly in the end and made it across the line 2, 3, 4 there.
Incredible. And what did you do to get that speed going there, right there at the end?
I think it came down to we had a pretty good tack and then just kind of making sure that our teammates were hitting the people on either side of us, so we were able to shoot the gap right through in clean air.
Amazing. Well done, Quakers, and keep it up.
Thank you.
Love it. Here's another replay live. Look at that, like the photo finish.
Boat number 3 is keep your eyes on them.
Keep your eyes here. It's just a photo finish. I mean, you got to get your sniper scope out to see who won that 3 edging out there at the last second. Wow. I mean, I could have made a diamond if you put coal. Wow, amazing. I mean, what a race. Back down to the start. We got more racing to do, folks. We're not done yet.
This looks like Roger Williams in 1, 2, 3 in Purdue in 16, 17, 18.
Purdue, our Boilermakers, not going to make the top 8 here, but they got nothing to lose. Our folks from Indiana.
Great to see them here.
Great to see them
That's
here.
what the sport's about.
Absolutely. And ICSA is committed to growing the sport. You know, NISA may be the SEC of sailing, but hey, those other conferences matter. Purdue, I hope to see more of them next year. I hope they come back to battle. Roger Williams is trying to look to chalk another one up on the board. They needed to stay close to the top odds of Yale and Stanford. Maybe, who knows, maybe we get surprised here. Maybe the Boilermakers take off one of the Hawks. We'll see what happens. Right now, it looks like Roger Williams in the 1. Boat 17 holding boat 2 there. Doing a nice job. Nice job, Boilermakers there. 17 doing nice work. The Boilermakers, part of the making boilers, the backbone of this country. Steel, people. Steel built America, and that's what the Boilermakers are all about.
Taking the ocean by storm now.
That's right. The Boilermakers usually on land in with their craft, but now conquering New York Harbor.
Pearson, have you ever sailed in Indiana?
No, Jack, but I will tell you that I have sailed in Kansas. Back in my days as an Opti sailor, I went and sailed the Great Lakes Championship in Kansas. And Kansas actually, at the time, not sure now, but they had the 4th windiest lake in North America. I couldn't tell you what lake it was, but I've sailed in the Midwest. They're sailing there, and great to see Purdue out here.
There is a great pipeline of sailors from the Midwest that do fantastic in college sailing. Augie Dale's one that springs to mind.
Yep.
Coming out of the Midwest,
Yep.
going to Charleston.
Yep. A lot of good sailing in the Midwest there in Detroit. Bayview Yacht Club, one of my favorites. They make some great cocktails over there for the age-appropriate ones, of course. Roger Williams rounding in a 1-2. Let's be a 1-2-3.
1-2-3, yeah.
Coming into the last few races here, race 115. Where's the Boilermakers? Let's see it. 115. We got 5 more races in this round robin. I want to see. Soon we'll get a shot of hopefully how this end of this round robin is going to shake out. See who our top 8 teams are. And then we'll take a short break. We'll take a short break and then we'll head in our top 8.
It's just gone 5:40, and I think we've got another 2 hours of sunlight out here. They really need to push it.
I don't think they're going to push it, Jack, but they certainly are not going to. I think they're going to, probably maybe set up some ties for the top 8, if there are any. See how that is the crucial spot, and they'll head right back into it. The teams will get a short break, short time to refuel, recharge. Shore crew will be on the docks.
And one consideration that it has to be going through the back of the PRO's mind is, what's tomorrow look like? And from the last time I looked, tomorrow looks like good breeze. So no real pressure to get ahead today.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'd love to see that too. We get the full format so that everyone has raced everybody in that round robin, so everyone has a chance to see all the teams. Roger Williams still in a commanding position here, rounding in that 1-2 position. Maybe 1-2-3, if I'm not mistaken.
This is, late in the day. Day 2. This is when you really need to look after yourself out there, making sure you're drinking enough water, staying energized, and because this is when people start to slip mentally and physically.
Yep, absolutely.
And it's usually the very important races.
Yep, and here's our look at the top 8 teams as we start to close out the last few races of this round robin. We've got Stanford still untouched, 14 wins, 100%. Wow, those girls are kicking ass.
Go Card.
Wow, and then Harvard right there, tied with Yale. Roger Williams right there, sitting at 10 wins. Dartmouth, this is where things start to get interesting. The Big Green with 9 wins. Brown in 9 wins as well. And then this is where these last few races are going to figure out who are 7. This could still change, folks, but as it stands right now, these are our scores. We got Coast Guard in 7th. In St. Mary's in 8th. I know that we got a couple that are in the hunt. We have the Hoyas that are also in the hunt. A couple of the people that are in that sort of a wild card position for my playoff football people. We got Navy as well, probably right on the heels. We'll see how these last few races shake out. But look for those, that's 7 and 8. Right now it's Coast Guard in St. Mary's, but we might see that change. Time will tell.
Maybe some tiebreakers at the end of this.
Absolutely.
We will see.
And the way that the tie breaks are resolved, people, is that it's who beat who. It gets personal out there. So if you beat me in the round robin, then you win that tie.
It was just flagged to us that Penn the ones we've been following pretty closely is tied for 9th or for 8th. St. Mary's.
Wow, so exactly right now it's those Quakers that we've been following closely are tied. It's going to be tied. It's going to be close to those. Here we got it, last race. And St. Mary's, what a tough race right here at the bottom. So if you're a Quaker fan, you are watching this race closely. But Yale doesn't really, you know, they would like to win this race, but the pressure is on St. Mary's here. Tough race here at the last few races of the round robin. We got 3 more races to go. Yale looks to have an early lead here. They seem to be controlling the edges of the course. Boat 8 there on the right, commanding the right side. 7 sailing towards the middle, quarterbacking his team, surveying, scanning the field left to right.
And I think we're going to Gloria, who's live out there, who can give us a little bit of a closer-up view.
Yeah, so we saw how Teddy Nicolosi had a little bit of a foul there right off the start. And unfortunate for the Seahawks, boat 12 was over, so they had a return. It looks like right now Yale may have a 1-2 unless 11 gets some sort of piece or 12 gets a piece of one of those top boats outright. We'll see if something comes in from the left. They're banging it pretty hard here. But, you know, boat 10 from St. Mary's looks like they may have a piece of 9, but that's one of the further back Yale boats. So what we're looking for is St. Mary's is to get a piece of 7 and 8 of Yale. We'll see if they're able to use their speed and catch up a little bit here after having an over early.
So if you're a St. Mary's fan, you need something. You need a miracle to happen here. Gloria, I feel bad for you a little bit. This is your school. Watching.
Yeah, you know what? I'm not sweating. Boat 12 here is sophomore Owen Hennessy. Very interesting last name. But he looks like he's got some speed. He may or may not have a piece of one of those Yale boats. And even then, he's going to be pretty darn close to them.
Crucial cross here. If Yale has a 1-2, and yep, boat 12 there, giving up the 2. Maybe not giving up, but Yale here with the 1-2. Oh, nice job by Yale getting that St. Mary's boat to the outside so that he can't foul. Nice job there by the Bulldogs.
Too hot on his heels there, though. Yale and boat 8.
And look, Yale still got their insurance policy.
I'll tell you what, though, I think St. Mary's had an opportunity there to, say, protest it because they were a starboard boat coming up to the rounding there. And, you know, opportunities are missed. It's too late to hail for a protest there. But now I'll tell you what, 12 and 11 are not too far behind. They could potentially put up a wall on Yale up ahead of them. That's what I'm waiting for to see. But 8 is starting to go high here with 12. I'd probably, if I were boat 11, I'd probably want to go wing on wing. Let's get a little bit of speed. But 12 definitely has an opportunity here to potentially sit on 8. I want to see them reach up a little bit. There you go, just like so. And now, well done. They're going up to a reach. Yale's not going to make this easy for them, that's for sure.
Gloria, looks like there's some rollers out there. Don't know where they're coming from, but maybe surfable.
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing. So I'm not sure if if that's boat wake or whatnot, but there was definitely some great waves and opportunity for the boats behind from St. Mary's to kind of just get their way up to Yale. I'll tell you what, though, Yale are excellent fleet racers, and they're coming up to Mark 3 now. Nothing has yet happened, but potentially 12 may be able to sneak inside of boat 8, and that's what we definitely want to be seeing.
So St. Mary's here clawing tooth and nail, trying to dig their fingernails into anything here. They know they need this race. I'm sure they've been briefed on the situation before this race by their coaches on the dock. and they need this.
Yeah, I'm seeing boat 12 is really trailing close behind 8. St. Mary's Seahawk, Owen, and Sam Muir. Sam Muir is a senior going off to grad school. I know that. But we'll see if they can make something happen on this upwind. They definitely want to stir things up, but I'll tell you what, Teddy Nicolosi is doing a pretty good job slowing down senior Leo Boucher in boat 10 here. Let's see what happens.
And just a reminder, folks, for those watching at home, not only does St. Mary's have to break up that 1-2, they have to break up that 1-2 and then get their teammate out of last. So, you know, Yale still has that insurance policy, I like to say, boat 9 holding that down. You can see Yale and the red boats.
Boat 12 is kind of banging the right here. I'm assuming only because it's like a Hail Mary of maybe I'll get out in some clear air and make something happen out here. But as we know, Yale is pretty solid at locking down their 1-2s. And it looks like they're putting in a little bit of a gap. We'll see how it looks between 8 and 12 here, but 8 has crossed, and it looks like, I don't know, it would take a miracle puff here to make one of them, put one of them behind. And even then, St. Mary's, like you said, Pearson, they'd have to get their 6 out of the 6.
Look at that. And I'm just looking, here's a good look at the Seahawks here. They're still in it, they're still fighting.
That's a tough race.
Yeah. Tough for the St. Mary's, so I think we still maybe got to see how the other scores shake out.
Up.
Yep, definitely a fight out there. That keeps St. Mary's at 7 wins. The Quakers are also at 7 wins. So it looks like from the scoreboard that the Quakers own that tiebreaker right now. So the Quakers right now have that 8th seed as it stands, but anything could change. I'm not sure about the midshipmen are also there. And just an update as well from the broadcast booth. Sadly, the Hoyas seem to be packing up their tent. Seems like the Hoyas are knocked out of this one.
They certainly brought the energy, though.
Yeah, I mean, kudos to their team. Their shore team, definitely. There was no lack of team spirit. You could hear the cowbells ringing. We always need more cowbell out there.
So I think we are in the last few races here of the round robin.
Yeah, last few races. So as we think about the bottom 8 teams, a special shout out to the seniors there. The bottom 8 seniors. Here's a replay of that race. St. Mary's, pressure's on. How do you respond in the pressure? What does it take? Yale, unflinching. They taught the Seahawks that why they are the best, why they are the top dogs. Seahawks trying to climb back. 12 was our hope of opportunity there. But Yale really I would say Yale commanded that race from the get-go. Jack, what are your thoughts on that one?
Yeah, I mean, they had their shot for sure. They were not out of it. Yale slight edge in the start, but you can see here they had a tight chase, and sometimes you can convert and sometimes you can't. I'm sure Yale's just very experienced at holding that 1-2 together, and kind of once you get to the last upwind, it gets really tricky.
And we just got word. I got word from our broadcast booth. We don't let anything go to a simple tie break, folks, here at the National Championship. If you're right on the spot, we say, let's do a do-or-die race. Do-or-die race, winner take all for that ace spot. So I think we're going to look at, from the results, I think we're going to look at a sail-off between the UPenn Quakers and the St. Mary's Seahawks. So that'll be a sail-off to determine who is the final top 8 spot go-to. We'll be watching that one closely. my Brown Bears are safely in, so happy for them. And then we'll do a reset. All the other teams will come in, refuel, rehydrate, and shore crews will be on the dock for them, ready to feed them. Back to the action, though. We're back to the starting line here. Let's see who we got here. Looks to be, I'm not sure. I think this is maybe the last few races of the round robin. Tough to tell from our vantage.
Yeah, this looks like UMiami in 7, 8, 9 pink and Navy in 10, 11, 12. Just in the pre-start here, coming up.
So this is our last race of the round robin, my friends. And I believe both these teams are out of the top 8.
Battle for pride here.
Yeah, this is for bragging rights. Great to see UMiami here, though. I think they really they're the Southeast representative. Kudos to them for taking down the Charleston Cougar. I mean, they've been a contender for as long as I've been around, as long as I've been alive. So to see Miami take down Charleston and just to be here is a win of itself. So kudos to them.
I'm loving the weather out here, but you know, maybe a Miami Nationals is in order.
I like that idea. That's what are we doing here in New York Harbor? I mean, we should be in sunny South Florida.
Ooh,
there's some action going down there at the Penn. Final seconds, boat spinning, going the wrong way. Supposed to go upwind, folks. This is the upwind part of the race. Where are you going?
A little tough start there for Navy in black. They're too late off the start line there.
Off the line. Gloria, what did you see on that start? There was people, my head was spinning. What was going on in that start?
Yeah, I'll be honest. That was a little bit of a tough start for the Midshipman Naval Academy. It looks like one of their boats wasn't making the pin, and then the other boat had made a foul as to a leeward boat. That was a stunning start for UMiami. You know, like we were talking about, they're kind of the black horse coming into this, and people doubted them, and I think this is their final race of the regatta, and they were like, you know what? Let's ball out. We're the Hurricanes. Let's go mess some stuff up, you know? And we're seeing them do that right now. We'll see if they're going to be able to hold this. I'll be honest, they totally let both 12 and 11 from the Navy totally control the right, which, as Pearson, you call it, is victory lane. So I'm not sure if they're going to...
Here's a replay of that.
I'm not sure they're going to be able to hold this.
Yeah, so here's a replay of that start. Let's say boat 12 knows he's not going to make the start, tries to job out. 7, he's got two boats going downwind. 7 does a nice job there, just getting off the line, saying, I'm just going to fleet race. He doesn't have to, I don't have to make it so complicated. Maybe I should just go fast. And now we're off like a prom dress.
Great view there. Nearly every boat on the same ladder rung.
Wow. Yeah, it looks like left is working out here right now for the UMiami Hurricanes. So.
Gloria, who would you say, you got a better look out there, who would you say is winning right now?
It might really slow down here on the left. Yes,
Sounds like we're losing Gloria a little bit there, so we might check in with her a bit later. But from the looks of things, it looks like Miami's got the 1 and maybe the 5-6. This is a tricky spot to be in.
Yep. So right now, Navy showing their veteran spirit with 2, 3, 4.
And I think we fixed our technical difficulties, and we have Gloria live again.
Yeah, so like I said, boat 10 from Navy, is doing a great job of gapping the 6. I've got Navy slowing down 11 and 12. They're like, all right, let's make something happen. Let's convert to a play 2. Let's go 2, 3, 4. We've got some action here between marks 1 and 2, but ooh, boat 9 from UMiami may go for a roll here. I'm seeing Navy shouting at their teammates. Boat 9 just like coming in with speed, but they can't forget about their teammate, boat 8. They're kind of in a deep 6, getting a little covered here. I'm just waiting for Navy to really solidify this play 2. Let's see how they do on this downwind in terms of balancing.
Yeah, they
boat
look
9 really doing a good job from UMiami, just pushing the Navy midshipmen.
Gloria, is there anybody yelling out there? I know this race is more for bragging rights. Who seems to have the mental game?
You know what? UMiami came out here and they're like, let's put on a show. But the Navy midshipmen, I feel like this is the mental training they have on a day-by-day basis at the academy. Like, they're always taught to have their cool, and I'll be honest, right now it looks like the Navy midshipmen are really making it work.
Yeah.
So I've kind of got my money on them.
Yeah, the Navy midshipmen showing their proper calm, cool, collected with our nation's finest service members, showing why they can defend our country, keeping their head cool, acting very polite.
I'll say what? Boat 11 from Navy doing perfect textbook, pushing that 1. Boat 12 has full control of boat 9 out on the right side. Boat 10 from Navy having full control of boat 8 on the left side looking downwind. So I don't know, Navy's kind of pulling some textbook balancing here. I'm seeing boat 8 from UMiami though not making their job easy, and 10 from Navy looks like they just lost their starboard advantage on them.
It's going to be a race to Mark 3 here. See who can get clear ahead.
Ooh, boat 10 and 12. It looks like 8 has room here. Now they still have to round the mark, so arguably so, they may have pushed their limits of the 2 boat lengths here. I'm seeing hands raised for protest here. I saw a green flag from the umpires. Here we go.
Love it.
Possibly have lost the play 2 here for Navy. Ooh, going for the starboard bold move. Oh, I mean it looks like we're going for some Hail Marys here by UMiami. That was potentially a pretty egregious foul there by 8.
UMiami just causing chaos, playing they got nothing to lose.
Gloria, any flag on that incident?
I'm taking a look at the umpires here. They're holding 2. I'm waiting for a call to be made, but potentially neither one of the players said hailed protest correctly because I'm not seeing a flag.
Interesting. So
I'll be honest though, that looked pretty tough foul. I'm shocked I'm not seeing a flag. I definitely had some contact.
Yeah, I would suspect that there was something done with some sort of improper hail. That's probably why the umpires aren't deciding to get involved.
Right, most certainly so. And you'll see that oftentimes, like players get so in the heat they forget how to hail protest.
Yeah.
And that's such a silly way to lose a race.
Yep. So it looks like right now, from what I can tell, still Navy in control of this race, but Miami sailing fast to the left side. It's a drag race right now to the left side. You can see it here in the middle of your screen. Miami trying to make something happen, trying to get around, trying to establish themselves in a 1-2. But here comes boat 11 right away.
Just crosses. 8 just squeaks out.
Oh, but I'll tell you what. Remember what we said yesterday, Pearson? Get ducked, get.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. 11 in a tough spot there, but doing work, doing a good job breaking up that 1-2. He's got to do more. He's only a few boat lengths from the finish. This is it.
This is going to be a photo finish, I think.
What a great way.
7's not making it. They're coming back on starboard.
Wow.
Oh! That was tough, folks. I just watched that. 8 didn't really give too much room to attack there.
Oh, my God.
Possible 1-3.
And they're just stopped there at the finish. 11 and 8 still haven't finished. They just parked themselves. 11's going to cross in 5th. 8 rounding out. I don't know. It could be up to the umpires here once again. What an incredible last race of our round robin. I don't know who got that.
I'll be honest. I was standing right here, and I'm not even too sure. I was just looking at the contact that I was just seeing. Apparently 8 just spun, so I'm thinking Miami finished in the 6th there.
Here's the contact.
And, no flags from the umpires, but I hope you guys got a good replay of that.
Yeah, if we could get that replay one more time, play that again.
2 very close finishes. In some ways, could be a 1-3 for Miami. But it could
Here's the replay.
Also be a 2-4.
And that's a quick tack. 11 slamming attack. 8 doing their best to respond. In my opinion, that's got to be on 11. But, hey, I'm just the broadcast guy. It's up to the umpires. 11 just slamming attack on the starboard. 8 just doing the best they can to respond. Just parking themselves within feet of the finish. And then 8 deciding to spin voluntarily, and that's it. So I think that race ultimately went to Navy. That was quite a battle to the end, Jack.
Certainly was. I mean, we won't know the true scores until we see the Montec score. But real battle to the end there. Great way to finish out the round robin. Everyone has now come ashore. They're gonna, refuel. And not exactly sure on the next stage here, but we will keep you posted.
We will keep you posted. I think we still, looking at the scores now, it looks like we have a tie for 8th and 9th. So with a tie there with the University of Pennsylvania Quakers and the St. Mary's College of Maryland Seahawks. Gloria, your alma mater, I think will be fighting for the last qualifying spot. My understanding is that there will be a sail-off for that last qualifying spot. Here's a replay. We're looking at that Miami.
This is the highlights of the race we were just following. Race 120, Miami Navy.
Wow, and what a great way to end this round robin. Again, this team's really fighting for bragging rights, but that doesn't matter to them. They just wanted blood in Miami. Further down the leaderboard, but showing plenty signs of fight and telling everyone that they will be back another time and ready to fight. I think a lot of fight. There's Miami just thrashing their boats around. A lot of the umpires are active, getting a nice arm workout with those flags going up and down. Here at the last beat, we saw Miami go for a play 1. My Navy saying, hell no, get out of my way, setting the bulldozer there, getting ducked, but nice job. And it was a photo finish till the end. We didn't know who was. It was difficult to call. We didn't know. And then a slam and a foul there. Navy throwing it over, calling protest. I mean, gosh, that's a close call. I mean, the umpires are 8 voluntarily deciding, I think, to spin himself. I don't know what would have happened though if that would have gone to the umpires. Jack, what was your call on that?
Yeah, I don't know. It really depends if you're on the ground and you hear the hail for room to tack. I think a little late by boat 11, but boat 8 opted to exonerate themselves. Case closed. But
yeah,
in that case, if I'm boat 8, I'm thinking lay it on the line. time to add some risk and, hope it goes your way. But in that case, it might have just lost them the race. Who knows?
That was tough. And so I think that we will have a sail-off soon. We're going to take a break in a little bit here, and we'll take a break in between. We're at the end of the round robin, and then I think the race committee wants to get into that top 8 group, and this is where the big dogs fight. This is where we start to see a national champion start to emerge. Stanford still with that unblemished record, I believe, and your girls, Jack, have some fight in them.
They certainly do. It just takes a step up in the top round of 8, though. You know, every race is difficult. None of them are gimmies. So we will see how things evolve. But obviously, the perfect score coming out of the first round robin, not seen very often at nationals, but very good and hot on their heels. Some very good teams as well.
Absolutely. All right, viewers, YouTube, race fans, we will be back with your top 8. Do not go anywhere. Stay on that couch. Holiday weekend, Memorial Day weekend, College National Championships. We'll be coming back soon. Stay. Do not get up. We'll be back.
Thank you all.
The U.S. Merchant Marine Academy really is the world's best kept secret.
This is the best of both worlds, combining military academies and the maritime academies.
Our core values are respect, honor, and service. Our academic background is very rigorous.
You spend 300 days at sea on commercial ships.
You receive a Bachelor's of Science degree, your third mate's or your third engineer's license, and then a commission into the Naval Reserve.
It's challenging, but that's the reason I came here.
We are the next generation of leaders for this country.
We're back after that short commercial break. I think race committee is settling some scores. I think we're going to be soon with that sail off between the Quakers and the Seahawks. The Seahawks and the Quakers drawing their final battle plans for this sail off. I was just looking to see if I saw them, but I could see just looking down the dock, some of the teams have already started to pack up their stuff. The Georgetown tent has been dismantled.
Cowbells have gone away.
No more cowbells. We could always use more cowbell, am I right, Jack?
Always more cowbell. But they are just getting ready and shore. Rightfully so, taking a minute to fuel up. It is going on 6 o'clock now, and they are going to get some water in them. But we have a great shot here of what the conditions look like. And I gotta say, it looks like Groundhog Day out there. It has been perfect and pretty much the same all day. Can't ask for better team racing conditions. Pearson, what have you thought about the conditions out there today?
I think it seems that left side is kind of seems to be still the fast lane, but it's a balance between having the control of the right side and maintaining that right of way, but also going fast and sailing to this left side. It seems like the current has died down a little bit, so we're seeing less left side of the course pay, but we'll see what the top 8 bring, and we'll see what this sail off brings. That's going to be interesting. I think we're going to take another break here. We're going to take another break just to give you guys a little break. Maybe just run to the bathroom. Do not go anywhere. I know we've been on this broadcast and we got to use maybe need a tinkle, and then we will be back and we will cover your sail off, and then from there that will decide our final 8. But don't go too far. We'll be right back.
Yep, stretch your legs, go get a cold drink, and we'll be back with you shortly.
All right, guys, we are back. And guess what? We're playing for overtime here. Right now we're in a sail off, and I have to my apologies to the midshipmen. That last race we saw in the round was critical, and now we have a sail off, a 3-way sail off between the U.S. Navy, St. Mary's, and UPenn, and it's a 3-way Rochambeau winner take all.
Yeah, and as a quick introduction, I'm Jack Parkin, and this is
Pearson Potts.
Yeah.
We're already here into this start. First up, we got Navy and St. Mary's. St. Mary's in the blue boats. 16, 17, 18. Navy in the red. Sail off. Winner take all. So we'll do a round robin of these 3 teams, and the winner will move on. The rest go home.
Final few seconds here. Looks a little breeze up compared to the conditions earlier. You'll see some people starting to hike. Initial thought there, pretty square start. Little tight at the pin, but let's see how it develops out the gates.
Square start. It's gonna be tight. And these guys know that it's everything on the line right here. Looks like Navy controlling that right side, close to leeward on St. Mary's.
Probably a little edge on the left as well. Boat number 3 from Navy, looking pretty strong on his pair.
Like Navy's got the 1, edging out further and further. 17 losing already, needs to get out of there. And yep, probably lost boat 3 there with that duck. Here we go. Aerial view of the shot here. Who's got pairs? St. Mary's losing this bottom pair. I call it Navy right now. Navy right now in a 2-4-6.
Yeah, I think St. Mary's, boat number 16, is got the 1 on the right there.
Yep.
Locking up the right, and they've just sprung their teammate, boat 18, to the safe side of them.
We go, boat 1 coming back on for the left. He's going to see if he can cross the whole group here and take the first place. It's going to be close. I don't think he has it, but it's a game of inches out here. Looks like he's going for it no matter what. Oh, he's not going to make it.
Slams his teammate, but also good lee bow on 16.
These folks right now, they're sailing in FJs right now, and in FJs are, ooh.
Big dial down.
Yeah, but in FJs, it's easier to hold on somebody's hip, easier to sort of to try and hold someone out to the ley line and not get thrown out the back. Green flag from the umpires there. Right now, Navy trying to clamp down. Looks like 3 has the 1 here.
Looks like a St. Mary's looking for a 2-3-4 combo.
Yep.
Looks pretty clean.
It's pretty good from St. Mary's here at 18. He's going to be the last round. He's going to hold it down. Going to be a little careful here. Oh, brutal. Yep, so needed just a little error there, and now they went from winning to losing. And so there you see it, just how quickly these races can change here, folks. St. Mary's is winning that handedly, and then now they're losing. Navy right back in this race.
Boat 1 looking to hook 18 here and open up that gap.
Yep.
The 4-5 gap.
Right, so the boat 1 just immediately going to work there, trying to put 1 deep in the last. He's got a lot of work to do, not much of a gap there. Oh boy. It looks like 18 has room. You know, it's not very secure there. It's a very, very unstable 1-4-5 for Navy. Great shot here from the onboard cameras.
See those waves picking up, wind picking up. This is when you could really start to throw your shoulders around in these boats.
Just an update for the viewers here is that we are just going to do the sail-off for the rest of today. The sail-off will determine our final 8. Everybody else, the top 7, have already packed up their bags. They're cooking dinner, headed to dinner right now, and these guys are playing overtime right now with their lives on the line. Seniors right now playing to continue their team racing careers here in college. 17 doing a nice job on 1. It's all on the line here.
And we'll go to Gloria, who's on the water, and give us a play-by-play.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Felix Cutler and Maddie Bashaw from St. Mary's did a great job there, just taking one kind of out of that race. Felix Cutler, a freshman at St. Mary's, and this is his first team race national championship, and he's putting in that bump. One issue we may see is that he did lose his inside room. Here he is fighting back for that inside room going up to that mark. It's going to be a little bit tough here. But he's definitely putting up a fight. And then you see the other two St. Mary's boat. They're both inside 16 and 18 of boat 2. So they're looking pretty set up coming up to that mark. I'm just waiting for a St. Mary's sailor to come back and help out their teammate if 2 isn't sailing into a 1-2 right now.
Wow, Navy here. I think they're trying to get around to a 1-2. It's not going to happen. St. Mary's says no.
Oh, a 1-4-5 from Navy there.
Navy's still winning here, but it's anybody's game. And say this is that classic 1-4-5, 2-3-6 that we see time and time again. So there you go. This is the fight. It's 2-on-1 and the match race in the back. Boat 1 trying to put in some work. Ooh, nice switch there.
Yeah.
And great switch. I love that move. Wow, and that is just we call that a bait and hook. Wow. That was epic little.
I thought one was going to go for seconds there.
Yeah. That was really well done by the midshipman. And then one's right back to work. Right now, if you're boat 17, you're thinking, I just gotta do anything I can. I gotta get out of last here. 16 going involved. This is the danger though. They gotta make that pass back happen on the left side of your screen quickly. Try to get the St. Mary's boats ahead. Try to get him out of last before boat 2 there.
Yeah, that's the critical duet over there. Boat 18 and boat 2.
Yeah, so this is the other side of that. As soon as they try and get their guy out of last, they gotta watch this 1-2 here. 18 hanging by a thread here. This is gonna be he's fighting tooth and nail. Looks pretty good right now. Looks pretty solid.
He's hanging.
But this is the pivotal point right here we're looking at. So 18 inching out. Got a nice little speed edge on 2. Nice sailing by 18. Umpires flying close behind, looking at that gap. And Gloria, what do you see out there?
Yeah, I'll tell you what, St. Mary's did a great job on the left side there. They did the textbook piggy in the middle, got their teammate out of last. But what I want to be seeing is boat 18 hard covering boat 2. They still aren't in the clear. Boat 17 is not ahead of boat 2, so we're going to see some action. Now you finally see St. Mary's boat 18 going for a hard cover on 2. We're going for a dial down from Navy here, boat 2, tacking off, 18 matching it. This is where 18 has to clamp down on boat 2. 17 needs to get free, and they need to make sure and slow super, super hard on the boats out right. That way the St. Mary's boat on the left can finally make across the red boats.
Absolutely.
Stellar tack there from 17. And 1 and 2 look like they're kind of getting buried. The biggest crossover we're looking for is 17, St. Mary's, going across boat 2 from Navy. And they have the cross. Well done slowing St. Mary's alma mater. Not saying, I'm pretty pumped about that. So they're coming up to the finish line. The biggest thing we're looking for here is boat 16 going to make it on ley line. As of right now, my bird's eye point of view, it looks like 16 is on ley line. St. Mary's may or may not have locked in this 2-3-4. We see 3 from Navy is just crossing. They've got 1, St. Mary's, 2-3-4. Well done, Seahawks.
Yeah, that was a great conversion on that last upwind, just cleaning up the edges and making it happen. The combination of going fast and then fully slowing, on and off.
Yeah, really, really nice job by the St. Mary Seahawks.
Stop your boat.
Gloria commanding out there. Replay here. Really nice job of the Seahawks. Dials down. It was an active race. You see a lot of action with some evenly matched teams here. Got boats spinning. But for the most part, Seahawks were in control of this race. Nice 2-3-4, and they had it to begin with, and then they made their lives a little bit more difficult. And you can see it there, right there, and that was a slip up. That got Navy right back in this race, made it interesting. Nice job there. Then it was a battle all downwind. 17 putting in work, trying to get this guy in last. And it was Mark III was active. And look, this was a nice bait and switch. 1 and 2 there, being great teammates, working with each other to try to push that 6 deeper and last. Jack, what did you think of that one?
Yeah, I mean, it looked just clean out there. The Seahawks were obviously working really well together. You can see here, like, tack early, create the separation, and then the pass back's going to happen itself. They were keeping it pretty clean, I have to say. You know, using their speed, using their boat handling, and just separating boats in the second upwind.
Yep. Very nice look at the crew work there. That was really nice tag.
You know, it's a good 2-3-4 when you all cross the finish line together.
Yeah, and you can tell here, folks, it's balmy out here. I've had to reapply my sunscreen. I'm probably a little bit sunburned, but Dermatone has got me covered, luckily. Sunset sailing here in our overtime Rochambeau.
And we're gonna kick it over to Gloria, who's got an interview here.
Oh.
Awesome. I'm here with Seahawks Leo Boucher and Ellie Sikowski. I'm a former Seahawk. I'm pretty pumped seeing that win there. Tell me what worked for you guys.
We got to play 2. Try to keep the 2 pairs that we had behind us. Mark 4, we had our teammate in 6, so we kind of had a wall up and then breakaway once we thought the pairs were level, and then it was basically just going to be who can make the pass back happen. And luckily, the one didn't come down and cause too much trouble, so we were able to get it done. So.
And you're a senior Mesa Sailor of the Year. How much fight do you have in you to make it to the top 8?
I'd love to make it to the top 8. I've been in college for a while and first team race national, so I'm pretty excited.
There you go. Awesome. So that's Leo Boucher and Ellie Sikowski. Great race and good luck, Seahawks.
Thanks.
Throttle down.
Such a good point there by Leo. I mean, teams have to fight to get here to begin with. It's not easy to make it here, period. So, I mean, just to be here is a treat of itself, and then to make it to the top 8, even tougher. So, you know, we're still in this winner take all.
Yeah, and someone pointed out this is the Battle of Mesa. So the Mesa Conference, all the teams here are looking to get this one spot, and it's a true, you know, battle of the best from the conference to see who can make it to the top 8 of nationals.
Yeah, and the midshipmen really don't have any time to waste. They're right back into the next race. They don't really have any time to they gotta forget that one immediately and go straight to the next one. It's gonna be, coming up, we have Penn and Navy. Incredible shot from the drone here, aerial coverage. Seahawks sailing down. Is that the bird Seahawk V formation they're sliding into there?
And it's coming up on about 2:15, I think, in the pre-start for Navy versus Penn. So we have Navy 1, 2, 3 in red, and then Penn in green, and I think it's 13, 14, 15.
We're here into the beginning of the start. We just had 2 minutes there, so this is the jockeying for position stage. Penn in the green boats, Navy in the red. You can see them starting their runway like a 747 ready for takeoff. They both like to sit up on the right side of the course and then sort of plan their approach. Minute 30 to go.
So observation here is that looks like Navy is opting to lead in most of their pairs here, and what that means is they are closer to the start line versus the opponent, and I guess that's something they might discuss ahead of the start on land with their coaches. But just an interesting observation there.
So if Navy needs this race, they just lost that last one, and to have any hopes of making it, they will need, it's do or die for them. Just got word from our broadcast booth. There's also the possibility here that there's a three-way tie once again. Let's say that Navy wins this race and UPenn, wins their next race, and we have a three-way tie. It would go to points, meaning that it would go to their finishing positions within this sail-off. So everything matters here. You really gotta just dig in and just sail for everything here. So we'll see what happens, see how it shakes out, but that's just a brief. Here's the start.
Ooh, that's tough for Navy. 2 boats over.
Oh.
All right, so it looked like 3, 14, and 2 were over that race. So that's a little bit of a tough start for the Quakers, without a doubt. And we've got a red flag for about 14 of the Quakers. That's a tough start for them, but I'll tell you what, it looks like they still have 2 pairs off the line. 15 has a pretty good grasp of 3. 13 looks like they're controlling 1. What do you guys see in there from the booth?
Well, Gloria, it's tough to see much when the sun is burning out my retinas. But from what I can tell here, it looks like the green boats, UPenn, despite that deep 6, they are still in a 1-2. So hopefully they can hang on to that 1-2 for this whole race. But 14's got a lot of work to do.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. I will say 2 from Navy looks like they're a little bit further behind. And I've got to comment, I'm out here on the water, and this breeze is beautiful right now. I mean, crews are out, they're hiking. You got to work for the speed in this stuff.
Yeah, I have to say that if I'm Penn, I'm thinking, our guy in the deep 6 is not going to be any help this race. So let's fleet race 13 and 15. Obviously, keeping an eye on the competition, but really just going as fast as you can and trying to win it with a 1-2.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, there's definitely great fleet racing out here. I just had a Penn boat 14 tack right in front of me, and I was like, that was flawless.
So right now, folks, it's almost a 3-on-2. The midshipmen will be trying to get as close as they can to those front 2 UPenn boats. But the UPenn, they have a lot to defend here.
The Quakers are doing a pretty good job balancing up the top here. 2 coming in pretty close with 15. But it looks like the Quakers are going to be rounding in a 1-2 here unless boat 1 from Navy can get a piece, but looks like that's not happening. Now keep in mind, we've seen oftentimes boats rounding in a 1-2, but holding a 1-2 is not easy on the downwind.
Yeah, so what we really where the action is going to happen here is right here with boat 15 and boat 3. They're going to see to try to catch up, try to break up this 1-2 for the midshipmen. And for the Navy here, it's do or die. It's win this race or go home.
It's a great opportunity to start working these very small waves. You know, every little bit counts.
Penn to get ahead of boat 3, right? We want them to be inside. We're now watching them get into a dial-up with boat 3. But they're in a little bit of trouble here because now they're starting to get hooked back, right? Boat 3 from Navy is doing an excellent job distracting 15, making them get a little bit sweated and nervous and slow themselves down from just going straight and fast to Mark 3.
Yeah, it's already, from our vantage view, Gloria, it already looks like that 1-2 is falling apart.
Yeah, if I was boat 13, I would turn around and be like, I need to start slowing myself down a little bit because I need to make sure that boat 15 is going to get ahead of 3, and I might need to be helping them out.
And so this is where we see that 3-on-2 coming up right now. It's 3-on-1, 3 boats chasing down, breathing down the throat of 15.
Ooh, boat 3 with the really quick jibe back on 15. Arguably a little bit too close, but nobody's trying to yell protest for that. So it looks like Navy has a 2-3-4 right now leading up to Mark 3. And that's a green flag from the umpires as well. And I'll tell you what, boat 14 from the Quakers is sailing fast and straight towards that mark. I'm sure that we can see them entering the picture shortly.
Yeah,
Penn boat 13 really making it happen here. Ooh, boat 1 from Navy really just kind of stuffed his way in there. I'm waiting to see, and he's spinning. So this is an opportunity for 15 to get back in the picture. And if they even get ahead of one of those guys, what they want to be doing is just slow it down and get 14 ahead. But it looks like Navy came out clean there. And they still have the plate 2. Not the best mark rounding for boat 2 from Navy, which, quite honestly, if you've got a 2-3-4, they're now overlapped with one another. For those of you that don't know, when you have a plate 2-3-4, ideally, your first boat, you want them to be as high as possible, so pinching super hard around that mark. And you definitely don't want to be rounding with overlap with your teammates, that's for sure.
Great shot there. It looks like
we also got a spin from boat 3, so the Penn Quakers are back in the picture with a potential play 4. We want to be looking for boat 15 to super hard slow on boat 3 if they ever can catch up. Boat 14 might want to tack and slam here. And that's what you see them do. Hopefully they can get a little piece of lure as a lured boat. And ideally they want to try and pinch them off, but darn, that's a tough tack. And 14's really sliding down there. That was tough for them. Ducking a teammate as well. Now 2 is advantaged on 14. 15 may or may not have a piece on 3. 13 from Penn just coming down hard. And quite honestly, they may have given up the 1 here. But there we go. 13 got 1 to draw a foul. 1 is now spinning from Navy. Or not. I don't know. That was a little spicy. 15 from the Penn Quakers. They are doing a 720 due to a red flag from the umpires. Boat 2 looks like they've got a good grip of 14.
Well, Gloria, I can hear him screaming from here on the booth, and I'm on land. Why does it sound over there?
Yeah, it's pretty electric. 13 going for a dial down. I mean, people are pulling out all the cards here. But that was unfortunate because I think they just sailed themselves straight out of the 1 and just handed Navy a play 1.
And that, folks, may be a red flag for 13. That's a red flag for 13 by the umpires. That was a hot take.
Like 13 was just a little too aggressive there. Right now, Navy in a pretty strong position.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I think they're all in an interesting position, right? So in the sail-offs, you're trying to fight for top 8 here. You kind of just pull out all your cards. You got nothing to lose here. I mean, you've got everything to lose in a sense, but at the same time, you're like, you know what? I'm just going to go out with a bang. Screw it. And that's a 1-2-3 for the Navy midshipmen.
Was that Shakespeare, Gloria? You quoted, or?
Yeah. It got so hot out here. It was hotter than a honeymoon hotel.
Wow. We have somebody spinning there. So, okay, so it looks like there, for race fans at home, it looks like Navy took the win. Their top 8 hope's still alive. And right now, it's going to come down to this last race. This last race will decide if we have a 3-way tie, Jack, or whether Navy or what is it? Sorry, the Seahawks are gonna be in the top 8.
Yeah, head to head.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, that's going to be an interesting race because Navy and St. Mary's do a lot of their nationals training together. So, you know, in the downtime between graduation and so on, teams will come together and go visit one another and train together before nationals. If I'm mistaken, one of the big training partners for St. Mary's is the Navy midshipmen. They're just so close to one another, 2 hours away. So I'm curious to see, and I'm curious to know who's been winning at practices most of the time. Let's go ahead and do an interview here with the Navy midshipmen.
Navy trying to
Looks like
navigate their
they're
boats.
turning us down, folks. Some people are just
Laser focus.
antisocial. But hey, we found some social. All right. Hello, hello. What are your names?
Gavin McJones.
I'm Ellie Alex. Beautiful. You're a senior, aren't you, Gavin?
Yeah, I'm a graduate.
You're a graduate. Where are you going off to?
Flight school. Fly some planes.
Our American planes.
That's right.
So nice race there. That was great.
Yeah, that was pretty tight.
How are you feeling right now?
Like I almost had a check.
All right, that's racing for you.
Yeah, I tell you, running Mark 4 and I could feel it.
Yeah.
Like, here we go. This is gonna be a fun one.
That'll do it. Yeah, tell me, what worked for you guys in that race, do you think?
I think it was just boat speed the whole time. We were just fast. We kept on recovering by doing one spin, not waiting for an umpire call, because we knew when we fouled.
I think also like communication with our teammates too. It's like getting a little breezier, so it's hard to hear, but any hand signals we can use, screaming. I think both of our voices are a little hoarse now.
Yeah, I can barely talk.
Awesome. Well, best of luck. Nice job. And do you want to say anything else?
Go Navy, beat Army.
Beautiful.
Go Nats!
Beautiful. You heard it here first.
Go Nads.
Here's the replay, folks.
Close race all around. Penn had the early 1-2, just had to hold it on. It was 3-on-2. Then it was 3-on-1. The Quakers just too much military power for their religion. Finally, the state conquering the church.
They had a very solid downwind, making that conversion happen, and then go into that play too.
So great work there. So then it was a 1-5-6 for the Quakers. Started to get a little crazy. Midshipmen rounding Mark 3 and a 2-3-4. Started to get a little dicey. And the umpires were active in this one. Then we just on this last speed, Jack. How many dial downs did we see?
I'm losing count at this point, but this one got pretty hairy with some of those, and we saw one just a little bit too aggressive, and flag going against them.
Yeah, so here's the finish. By this point, heads were spinning out there. Heads were rolling, but at this point, Navy cleaning up. Looks like in a 1-2-3 there at the end. 1-2-4 maybe. But now, folks, it's going to come down to his final race. Will it be a three-way tie, or will it be St. I actually am losing track of the score.
If St. Mary's wins here, I think they've won both the races and they're all set.
So St. Mary's controls their destiny right now.
If UPenn wins this race, then it'll be 1 win apiece, and it'll go to the next tiebreak.
Yeah, so that next tiebreak, as a reminder, is going to be points, and that's just how they finished. They'll just add up all those and see who has the lowest score. So
you can see here the sun getting low in the distance, but they're still racing out there. I think it's about 2 minutes to go, or maybe less than that, maybe a minute to go here.
And folks, these guys, they just had to shove foods in their mouth. Dinner was probably a ham sandwich for these guys, and they're still out on the water. Final minute here. $30 seconds to go. UPenn still have a fight. I love it. I'm rooting for UPenn here, underdog. I'm always nice hook there by 15, 18, all caught with his pants down there. Oh.
Ooh, I heard a protest against 18 here.
Ooh.
That's a green flag. We've got two Penn boats over at the Penn, and one boat, 13 from UPenn, was over. But one of the Seahawks boats, 16, was just super late to the starting line. 13 was even able to duck and restart, and still 16 was behind. So I'm curious what happened there. Very close tack by 14 Penn. 18 is still holding the Seahawks, but they're definitely in a tough lane. From the looks of it, I'd say that the Seahawks very potentially have 2 pairs here off the starting line. So, and Pearson, I know you said you're rooting for Penn, but I can't help it but root for my Seahawks.
I don't blame you, Gloria.
All right, so we've got one of the Penn boats, 15. We're following them out on the left-hand side. They're finally going for that tack over. Boat 18 from St. Mary's also tacking over. 15 Penn looks like they're going to come across the entire fleet right now. So St. Mary's Seahawks looking like their best bet would be a play 2, 2, 3, 4. But in order to get there, they're going to have to get their deep 6 out of the back.
Yeah, I'd expect to see 17 clamp on 14 here. That's the danger of 15 and 14 going play 1.
Yeah, we're going to see a little bit of a tacking duel here between 17 and 14. A little bit of a tough spot to tack there by 17. I think they had a little bit more space before 14 gets in their zone, but they look like they're pinching them off and looking pretty good. Boat 18 from St. Mary's could potentially make something happen with 14. You know, and this is a tough part, is 17 doesn't have the best hold on 14, right?
14 looking very slippery.
Yeah, so it looks like 14 just slid below 17 St. Mary's, so this could be good for them. What we're looking for here is conversion to a 2-3-4, right? So what the Seahawks want to do here is 17 wants to really make 14 eat their dust. You really want 17 from the Seahawks to make 14 eat their dust. And 18 wants to make 13 eat their dust. So you're looking for a conversion to a play 2. But in order for that to happen, the 2 Seahawks that are ahead have to pick a UPenn boat and just make them eat their dust. Ooh, 17 St. Mary's is kind of losing 14 Penn boat here.
But 18 coming in for the rest. That's exactly what you want to be seeing. 16 St. Mary's, Leo Boucher is still looking to get out of that 6. 13 Penn was unable to hold very well there. So looks like they both tacked over. They're around mark 1. You know, Leo Boucher, very fast sailor. We're looking for him to somehow get himself with speed out of the 6. And I'm looking both 17 St. Mary's is pushing too far forward, quite honestly. I think what they need to do is slow and help 18 play back on 14. And then when they have the opportunity, get on boat 13. But they're too busy pushing the 1. You want to be playing back. I'm seeing a protest between 16 and 13. I don't know. I think that's kind of pushing it. That was a little bit theatrical, right? This isn't Hollywood. This is Team Race Nationals. That was a green flag for anybody who saw. 13 kind of punching out. This is a great opportunity for the Seahawks to go 2-3-4. Boat 16 Leo Boucher from the Seahawks was finally able to get inside. And Pearson, like you say, somehow Penn has put themselves in the graveyard.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like, from what I can tell, UPenn just not commanding that inside lane, trying to stick into the outside, and it's a bold move, Cotton. Here's a replay. A lot of focusing back and forth and not protecting that inside lane. Jack, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, you just can't get rolled to the right on the downwind. It's the number 1 rule. So that's unfortunate that for UPenn. But kudos to boat 16 Leo for getting to the inside, and this should be pretty easy, relatively easy from here on out to just balance those 2 pairs.
Yeah, and you can see as Leo Boucher kind of put in a little bit of a bump, putting 14 a little bit further behind. Now, what we're looking over is on the right side, St. Mary's 17. We want to make sure that they're going to come out ahead of 13. They're inside right now. The question is how close is 13 of them, and can they luff them up? Right now, the good news is St. Mary's 18 coming in to help out if need be. 17, kind of not a great move from St. Mary's, kind of going outside. But the good news is that they broke overlap. 18 is there to help. Now, where did 14 come from? Coming in hot, but from behind there. I personally don't think that they had that on 17 from St. Mary's, quite honestly. I mean, that's definitely port starboard there. We'll see what the umpires call. There's a lot of yelling right now. Lots of action.
It's a
17 is spinning, which I think is a great job, right? Don't let the umpires pull out their flags right now. Don't let them pull out their flags. Just do the spin, get it over with, and trust that your teammates... Ooh. That's a red flag for 17 still. Must have been 2 fouls there. They definitely just need to stay focused. Do their 720, keep good boat handling. And St. Mary's, we're looking for 16 and 18 to aggressively slow 13, 14.
It looks like St. Mary's has a lot of work to do here if they want to win this race. 17 with a deep 6. It's kind of 3-on-2 at the front of the race right now. So 17's got to get back in this.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, they did a pretty good job of slowing 13 from Penn because they're a little bit behind here. Ooh! Stunning! That's a dial down from 16 St. Mary's. I'm hearing a protest from 13. I'm hearing a protest from 16. Green flag from the umpires, but I'll tell you what, they put a bump on 13. Well done, St. Mary's. But in the process, looks like UPenn may or may not have gotten a 1. 18 is kind of running a little bit slow. 15's out left. They look pretty lifted, pretty fast. I think St. Mary's may have lost their 1. and that's tough right now. Looks like UPenn may have a 1. Boat 18 from St. Mary's just came to a halted stop. Now, in this instance, if UPenn does have a 1-2, what 18 from St. Mary's wants to do is sail as fast as possible, catch one of the Penn boats, and at that point, you might as well just try and draw a foul somewhere, or just maybe not even draw a foul, but you just want to get ahead of one of those guys and then make his life hell, however that may be.
Gloria, who do you think's winning the race right now?
Quite honestly, Penn. I think they may have a 1-3 here.
Do you think 15 is across 18?
Now, that's a great question. He's going for attack here. Bold. Whoa! And hot take. Let's see what happens. They said they were avoiding. I don't know. Ooh, I'm hearing a room to duck call from boat 18 St. Mary's. St. Mary's also called for a protest.
Gloria, I think we're
losing you there. But looks like 17's grabbed the 1, and maybe a 1-3 for St. Mary's. We'll see. It's going to be all down to the finish line here.
It's going to be a photo finish, Jack. It's unclear at this point, really, who has it. St. Mary's might have clawed themselves back in this race. If they win, they're on to the top 8.
And St. Mary's crossing the finish line in a 1-2. Boat 18, Owen Hennessy, made it happen right there at the very end. I mean, he went for a slight dial down on 14 from Penn. They didn't have the cross. They started a duck, right? Green flag on. Absolutely happened.
God, you're getting too excited over there. You're killing the mic, but I'll try and relay some of that. Yeah, that is a great win at the end there, and St. Mary's has punched their ticket into the top 8.
Wow, what a sail off there. St. Mary's, I didn't think they had it until maybe 100 feet from the finish line there. But I think St. Mary's with that win punches their ticket to the top 8. And they are on to. Seniors from St. Mary's will live to fight another day. Penn and Navy, unfortunately, will pack their bags, and they will get ready for the Fleet Race Championship. But St. Mary's is on to the top 8. You can see everyone headed back in. Justin Assad. Here, we have a replay start. What a race. We really didn't know who. It was tough to tell from the booth who was ahead. Senior Leo Butcher, great boat handling there.
I have to say that St. Mary's just looked quick out there.
Yeah, and honestly, St. Mary's looks to be a little, the sharper team. Unfortunately, the underdog didn't come out on top. And, St. Mary's just a little bit more disciplined, I would say, just sort of executing the plays. And boat 18 there really did a nice job. Incredible dial there. Risky move, but, desperate times call for desperate measures. And boat 18 executing great there. Really, it was a close call here. Umpire said green, no foul twice here. And no foul there. Didn't come to the end. And then St. Mary's punches their ticket to the top 8, finishing in a 1-2-3, I believe. Amazing.
It's the way to do it right there. 1-2-3 to clinch the spot.
Yeah, and fist bumps all the way around there for the Seahawks. They are pumped, and everyone is ready to go home. I think myself included. Thank you, viewers. It's been an incredible time. You can see we have a nice warm glow, Jack. I think I got sun-kissed today.
Yeah, definitely working on the tan. It's been awesome out here. We do have the post-race show coming up, but we are going to take a short break here for about a minute.
Gear up with Zim and West Coast Sailing. We have the gear you need at a great price, backed by fast shipping and outstanding service. As proud partners of College Sailing, Zim and West Coast Sailing offer 15% discounts to student athletes on all apparel and soft goods. Get all the top brands including Gill, Rooster, Zyke, Ronstadt, and more. Go to zimsailing.com/college sailing or westcoastsailing.net/scholastic-sailing for details and to apply for your student athlete discount code today. Zim and West Coast Sailing are proud to support.
Thank you, Zim Sailing, for that. Now, welcome to the West Coast Sailing post show. Get ready, folks.
In the sport of sailing.
Well, Jack, it was a long day out on the water here. It's we're not wrapping up nationals. I mean, for the national championship, you play till the end until there's no more light. It's 7:30 now. We have our top 8. What do you think about the day?
Wow, what a treat to watch the sailing out there. I mean, obviously a long haul, everyone putting in those overtime hours, but great racing. So where we stand, we just wrapped up the round robin series, everyone racing each other, and also decided in the tiebreaker which of the 3 teams who are all tied for 8th is going to the next round.
Yeah, and I think, Jack, one of the surprising stories is that Georgetown, one of the, sadly, my hearts go out to them and the seniors there at Georgetown, top 4 last year, and didn't quite pull it off this year, sadly.
Yeah, a little unfortunate for Georgetown, but also another great surprise there. I mean, St. Mary's. They've been historically a great sailing team. Maybe haven't been in the top 8 the last couple years, but, they really showed up in that tiebreak and were pretty dominant. 2 close races, but the only team to, win both of them. So congrats to them. Except for that, I think you got your usual players kind of up in the front of the fleet.
Yeah, I think we got a lot of the usual suspects. St. Mary's showing some grit there until the end. Stanford still, your trees are still undefeated. Really impressive. We'll see. How do you think that they'll finish this regatta undefeated, or you think that?
I think that is a tall ask. I don't think you see that happen very often. But I imagine what's on their mind is, how can we approach the top 8 so that coming into a Final Four, we're in a really good position? Because I'm sure you've seen this person a bunch of times before. The winner often is decided by Final Four.
Yep, absolutely. Since the scores carry over, people. A lot of times the winner is, there's a clear winner from the get-go. We've seen that in years past. Yale has won national championships from the Final Four. And we'll see what happens now. I think they're sitting in 3rd, I believe, at the moment. But we'll see. I think that, man, I'm at a loss for words. It was a long day, a lot of great sailing.
Yeah, I mean, it was phenomenal. I mean, maybe to quickly summarize who our top 8 are. At the top, we've got Stanford, who's still undefeated, 15-0, followed by Harvard at 13-2. And rounding out the top 3 going into the round of 8 is Yale University, also at 13-2. But I think tiebreak goes to Harvard.
Yep, very cool. And there in 4th, we got Roger Williams Hawks. They're sitting at 11 wins. Dartmouth right behind them with 10 wins. Brown University tied with Dartmouth and 10 wins. Coast Guard sitting it with 8 wins right on the edge here. And St. Mary's rounding out our top 8 spot there. So tomorrow will be we will cement themselves into the podium. We'll see who has it. Stanford right now looking really sharp up there. And really, I think it's still anyone's game at this point.
I think the round of 8 is where the competition really ramps up. It's, where the top 3, the champion really punches out. Each race is, incredibly difficult. Everyone's kind of thought tooth and nail to get where they are into the top 8. And while you might think, some of the races are a little easier than others in the round robin, and you can afford to take the foot off the gas, tomorrow is going to be fast and furious.
Yeah, so you can see in the replays here, every race was just so close. Here we have Stanford and Dartmouth, but every race, it's tough to tell who was going to win to the very end there.
Plenty of photo finishes out there today.
Another shout out to our leader, our organizer in crime, Brendan Feeney on the bike. Jack, it's been a pleasure serving with you in the booth. I've had quite a time, and you're an excellent sailor. I hope to see you on the match race circuit, and I think we're in for a very an eventful final day of the championships, and I think it's going to be quite the tale to tell.
Absolutely, it's a shame we're losing you, Pearson.
Yep.
You've inspired us with your humor, kept it light through the long hours. Thanks for joining us. We're gonna have Dave Perry, rules guru, and absolute legend in the sport, joining us tomorrow. He's gonna be great. We're gonna keep him in line, and it's gonna be awesome. And he's gonna bring a point of view where he knows just about everything in the rules. So that's gonna be great for you guys listening in.
Absolutely. Dave Barry is the man who wrote the rule book, and he will have an expert opinion. I have no doubt you guys will hold it down. But back to the sailing, I hope who's your pick to win it all, you'd say?
Well, I don't want to say out loud, but I will say at the moment there seems to be a leader who's punched themselves out, and I would be very happy if they won. But it's really only, if you think about it, halfway through the regatta at this point. So plenty more racing to go, and each of those races is going to be against the top teams. So we will see. What about you? What's your thoughts?
I think that it's really that anybody in that top 4 is really, it's up to anybody. I think between Yale, Harvard, and Stanford, I think I'm just gonna go rogue, and I'm gonna pick Harvard out of that top group. I want to see a surprise there. Everyone. I think Stanford's got a target on their back for sure, and we'll see if they remain undefeated. But cheers to the girls out there. Hope they hold it down. But thank you, listeners, viewers, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you, umpires. Thank you, everybody who made this broadcast and this regatta possible. And thank you to you for tuning in. It's been a pleasure to chat with you, and we hope you tune in tomorrow. Come back.
Absolutely. Thank you, everyone. We will sure to have some good wind tomorrow, and it's going to be another awesome day out here.